Hello. Why does it always have to be this very chaotic part of the OST? The original soundtrack that plays whenever we're starting up. Hello. Hey, Bunnrings. I'm Korokir, your ever-curious and ever-loyal companion, and your personal guide to the retro realm of bunnhop. Konnichiwa. Korakira tomoshiban yoroshiku onegai shippan. Hello, my dear Bunnrings. Welcome to part 18 of our Roleplay Dragon Age, the Veilguard series. I just had to use my bird's bees. My bird's bees. Bird's bees. Okay, welcome everyone. Welcome to Rose on both Twitch and on YouTube. And Scott as well. Scott says hello. Dang it, Rose beat me again. Hey Scott. Good morning. Good early morning to you. And don't worry about it. I am actually surprised that there are times when you beat Rose. It's usually when she has to, you know, like go get food from downstairs. The delivery. Or when she has to go to the restroom and all that. Then those are the times when you beat her. How's it going, says Rose, and she adds, lol, sorry Scott. Scott says, nice to see you guys, hope you're well. We are well, thank you very much. How are you? How's the heat and humidity? I hope that you are not affected too much by it anymore. It's not as hot and humid where you are. Over here it is hot and humid. A couple of days ago, I think it was last week and the week before, it was quite rainy, so it wasn't as hot, but today it is bright and sunny again, just like yesterday. So there's that. Let me just double check our companions. So off stream 2 days ago, after our previous stream, I went ahead and allocated skill points, and
Ilario has always been rash. He acts on his first instinct when he should wait for his second. I was always pulling him out of trouble. Then he always stood by me through my own.
oh, interesting fact there. But yeah, I went ahead and allocated skill points, and I equipped my... What was that clicking noise? Oh, it was a son. Okay. I was worried for a moment. I thought that there was a clicker. A zombo clicker.
Never thought I'd see a living city smothered by the blight.
Scary, right, Davrin? But yeah, I also equipped myself, and I equipped my teammates as well. My party mates. So there's that. Just double checking anything, if anything happened while we were not here, which is probably impossible. Scott says the heatwave has currently passed. I'm addicted to this game like a meth enthusiast. I just broke Lucanus out of jail. Congratulations! What do you think of the companions so far? Are you going to be romancing any of them? Is it going to be Nev, Harding, Valara? Who will it be? Have you formed any bond with any of the companions? And I'm not talking about in-game bond, where you level them up and you get, you increase your affinity with them. I'm talking about emotional bonds. But I'm really happy, Scott,
I'm still weirded out by this fade crap. But this part is kind of cozy.
Yeah, this area is kind of cozy. I'm glad that you are no longer negatively affected by the heat wave, and that you are enjoying your copy of Dragon Age Veilguard. Rose says, whoa, that's quite fast. You already have Lacanus. That is quite fast. I'll do this. Oh, wait. Should I do this first? Maybe the companion quest first. And then we will explore more of the Rivain Coast. And then also we will and we'll do the last recruitment for our final companion, which is who is Emmrich Volkarin. I'll do, let me see, maybe Bellara? Oops, no. Bellara and Tash. Let's see if that's gonna be a good combo. Travel to the crossroads. Rose says, I'm glad to hit the heat wave past and hope it just stays away. Oh, please. I am manifesting that it stays away for all of us, really. I read that in Japan the heat wave is really bad as well. Oh, I feel like the blight is spreading. Scary stuff. I read this news article that says no, I didn't read it. I just saw a glimpse of it, I think. And it says that Japan now is as hot as Southeast Asia. Oh no. The last summer we were there in Japan when we were living there back in 2022. We also experienced a really severe heat wave.
Currents.
It was like, I think 38 or 40 degrees, and it was terrible. I was all sweaty. I don't like it. Scott says it's still early days, but the ladies definitely make me feel a certain way. I'm leaning towards Bellara at the moment. She's so cute. I agree. She is adorable. I like how awkward she is. You know, she's always like,
watch ahead.
Sorry. It's like, oops, sorry. And I feel like I can identify with that.
Lords of Fortune. You're treasure hunters, right?
Yep.
And that includes ruins? Elven ruins?
Yep.
I see. Okay. Sure.
Okay.
She's unsure. She doesn't know what to think. How to I don't know, process that, I guess. Because she's worried that Tash might be, you know, looting ancient elven ruins. I don't think Tash is doing that though. And I think Tash's mother, what do you call that? Appraises each thing that they find, and then they actually distribute it to the, you know, the right people. The right people. You know, museums, I guess, and I don't know, preservation societies, maybe. I hope that's what Tash's mother is doing. But they could also just be, you know, looting objects and selling them. Oh, that's probably why Bellara is a bit unsure about Tash. But yeah, I feel like I can identify with Bellara because there are a lot of times when, you know, when I'm amongst strangers, people that I don't really know, or I don't really, I'd say, I've just met them. And I'm quite apologetic and awkward, and usually quite
Ready for a fight?
silent too. I don't talk much when I'm among strangers because I feel like I have to check the dynamics first. Like, what kind of people are they? What are their views and beliefs? What are their values? What are their personalities?
Want to take a look behind the waterfall? Sometimes there's treasure.
Great idea, Tash. Thank you for that. Wow. You're so helpful. I do forget to go inside waterfall sometimes. Ooh, my Heart of Andrasi has become epic. Good job. What did it give me? Maybe later. Loose journal page, day 2. Light rain all day. Found trace gold flakes in some of the streams. And a cave behind a waterfall with some weird chest. Spent an hour trying to open it. Continuing down the beach. Saw Antam in the distance. This is a writing or diary entry of that person who's been trying to get gold from the Rivain Coast. But if I'm not mistaken, this person perished from the Antam, right? I think. Rose says, I hope whoever you pick turns out to be a good romance throughout the game. Yes, I do remember reading posts on social media amongst those who romance Lucanus, and they said that it was a little bit on the anticlimactic side, I guess. Like they wish the developers did more about it. Made it probably more romantic or whatever. Oh, thank you, Tash. Now we can use Tash to blow Gatlock barrels. So we can now go back to Treviso and all of that, all of those places. Minrathus and the Arlington Forest. Weather journal page. I hate keeping watch here. Tops doesn't believe me, but I swear that statue's eyes follow me at night. Why they build a castle around that thing anyways? I may be a city elf from Valrayo, but even I know the Dreadwolf when I see him. Warden Melcaravu, 631 steel. Oh, these are the two Grey Wardens who used to live in the fortress, the Grey Warden fortress here on the coast of Rivain. Couple of ages ago, 3 ages ago, long time ago. So you know they definitely both aren't with us anymore. Scott says, I'm really proud of the way my character looks. I've been trying to get a good picture to show you guys, but my phone hates my TV, so the screen looks funny. Don't worry about it. We all have that issue with how the phone captures TV screens. I'm sure that your character looks great. Rose says, no worries, Scott. I think we've had the same experience taking photos of a TV screen with a phone. I have a photo of Sandal on my, my old
phone,
I guess.
Dreadwolf finds his way just about everywhere.
Oh, this is a
Rivain is on
statue
pretty
that
good terms with the
we were
Dalish
talking about.
clans. We get elven stuff here and there.
Weird that there is another Dreadwolf statue here. Everywhere we go, there seems to be Fenharel following us. But yeah, I had a photo from 2022 or very early 2022, if I'm not mistaken, of us of the TV screen while watching a playthrough of Dragon Age 2, if I'm not mistaken, or Dragon Age Origins, I think, where you meet Sandal.
So those artifacts you.
Oops, sorry, Valara. Thank you. Here, there it is, the statue. Oh no, never mind. I think it was Dragon Age 2. The playthrough of Dragon Age 2. No, 2.
Wow, Tosh, nice one.
And I think it was also a little blurry, but it was okay. I think
Right.
it's something that people can appreciate
Right.
still.
So those artifacts you find, you sell them?
Some of them. The rest go to Shiv.
Who's Shiv?
Elven guy. He's from a Dalish clan that works with us.
A clan works with you?
There you
Yeah.
go, Valara.
Shiv makes sure we don't sell anything sacred to your
See?
people.
That's what I was
I-
talking about earlier.
Huh.
she was so suspicious of Tash and the Lords of Fortune. But yeah, that's what we heard from Isabella last stream. That's one thing that you missed, Scott. We met Isabella last stream, and she is part of the Lords of Fortune. So that's what we heard from Isabella and Tash's mother. I think Tash's mother is the leader of the Lords of Fortune, or one of the leaders, if I'm not mistaken. And then she did say that as the appraiser, she appraises all the loot, the treasures. Here
Watch
we go.
yourself.
And Tam
Trouble
again.
coming.
Treasures that that the members pick up or loot from ruins. And then when something is considered sacred to a populace, to a culture, then she gives it to whoever wants to preserve it. If it's a Kunari artifact, then she gives it to a Kunari contact. If it's Elven, then she gives it to an Elven, a Dalish elf tribe, I guess. So I am very happy with that. They just sell things that aren't very important. Maybe it's like some, you know, I don't know, a golden toilet bowl or something. A golden toilet bowl. Owned by some corrupt elite somewhere, then they'll definitely just sell that. It's not important to any culture, so. Oh, what is this? Scott says noise socially hashtag socially inept life. Why? Why socially inept? I think it's more of like I want to, my brain kind of instinctively tries to humble myself towards people whom I don't know yet, because that way I found that it's all about autistic masking, really. I found throughout the years that that's the best way to get to know a person, to meet them where they are and to actually see if your what do you call that, your values, your opinions match first. I'm not really gonna go and meet people, you know, brandishing my own personal values and all that, because that intimidates a lot of people. So I humble myself first and see if it's a good match in terms of, you know, friendship and all that. And if it's not a good match, then I kind of, you know, back away slowly. If it's a good match, then, you know, I jump in and introduce myself and slowly open up about who I am and what my values are and what I do and all that. A bloodstained note. Viago from the Crows? What? Since you said you already had weaponry covered, we've sent mostly alchemical supplies. This should give you what you need for those lovely little traps you've been springing on your new friends in Treviso, the Antam, I guess. You can send your team to our agreed upon drop spot at the waterfall in the cliff tops. Oh, I need to remember that. Waterfall in the cliff tops. Here's to causing trouble for the Antam wherever they are, Isabella.
These are the crows that were supposed to be picking up supplies.
Looks like they were ambushed.
Oh no. Oh yeah, Isabella sent us here on a side quest too. To find these missing supplies. Which were supposed to be sent to the crows through these crow members. They were the ones who were supposed to receive them. Or retrieve them, actually, from the waterfall on the cliffside or something like that. Inside good, outside bad, says Scott. There are a lot of times in my life when I when I think that way too. 100%. Lots and lots of times. I agree. Most of the time when I'm not feeling well, I 100% agree with that. It is definitely safer to be indoors. People don't hate on you or make you feel bad. That is my experience. Scott says I'm avoiding spoilers and just focusing on chat lol. Okay, I'm so sorry about that. I hope that wasn't a spoiler for you.
About Shiv. He examines ancient elven artifacts you find?
Yeah. Tells us what not to sell because it's cultural, or because it might blow up.
How does he know?
He's the... thing. What's the word? Like my mother, but for elf stuff.
He's the keeper for the Dalish clan?
Oh.
And the Lords of Fortune listen to him?
Yeah. He pays us a finder's fee on stuff that should stay with his people. He also gives us a heads up about which floor tiles will set off fire traps or something.
That's really good. I'm happy to hear that. We'll have to go up to meet up with whoever we're meeting up with. So sorry, Scott, says Rose. I'm sorry, Scott, if that was a spoiler. We will definitely try not to reveal things that might happen, or rather, things that happened when you're not here. Bloodsmeared note, it was Kataranda herself chased us in here. We got food and water for a day or two, but Jonas is hurt bad. I think she got Mirabelle. How does something that big come out of from nowhere? What is it? Is it a dragon? Something that big? I'm the same, lol, says Scott. And he adds, I'll forget by tomorrow, so I'll probably get caught up by the next stream. Oh, you're so fast. You play so fast. I'm happy. But I'm also sorry. I apologize for spoiling that thing that I said earlier. I will not spoil anything. And I really hope that you enjoy meeting the companions as well as other side characters. You might be ahead of us soon, Scott, says Rose. Oh yeah, that is a possibility. We only play this game twice a week, sometimes just once because of busy schedule. When we are busy working on a Ragnarok Online lore video, then we are unable to stream on Monday nights. Like, I think it was a week ago, if I'm not mistaken. We weren't here on a Monday night. But I'm glad that we were here this Monday. Because I do love playing this game so much. Everything is amazing. There aren't really anything so far that made me go, I was like, oh, I wish I didn't do that, or I wish they did more when it came to the, you know, the other thing that we did last week. But other than that, I'm completely fine. The anticlimactic thing that we did last week, but that's it. It's not that important to me. I wouldn't, you know, have a meltdown just because it wasn't as long as I wanted it to be. I'm still reeling from that dang boss fight when Harding first discovers her powers. That fight kicked my butt. Oh no, Scott, no. I hope you're okay. And Rosa asked, Ash, are you playing on a challenging difficulty? Scott says, no, the lowest, lol. Ooh, I wonder why. And if I'm not mistaken, you are not playing as a warrior, right? Because
most treasure hunters
you're playing as a warrior, I don't
like
think you wouldn't have
the Lords of Fortune. I mean, it's surprising.
Oh, you thought we were assholes.
No, well,
lol,
maybe a bit.
Silly.
Before,
silly
but not now. Most treasure hunters don't care. They take whatever's shiny to try and sell it, no matter how important it is.
I agree.
Right. Assholes. The Lords like treasure, but we do it right. We have Shiv for elf stuff and my mother for Kunari stuff.
That's
How about for
surprisingly
human stuff?
Respectful. Also keeps us
Dwarven
from getting
stuff.
cursed and crap.
This is the note. I think one of the first notes that we found of that gold treasure hunter. I hope it won't be too difficult for you, the coming boss fights, Scott. The ones with the revenants and the champions, those big demon type of stuff. I hope that they won't be too difficult for you. I think the best tip that I can give is to dodge. I think that's it. Oh, this has opened up for us. This used to be closed. This area. Oh, and our quest marker is over there. So let's just probably, you know, go this way and see if there is anything that we might have missed. In terms of loot and readables. Oh, what is this? I feel like this is something for... No, it is for Tash. I thought it was for Emmrich.
Let's see if it burns.
So it does look like a Lords of Fortune thing. So, what happens when it burns? What do you do? Do you do anything? Do you just ignite it? To pay your respects for this fallen skeleton? What does it do? Does it open anything? Game, tooltip. I am a warrior, says Scott. I was just underpowered. Oh. Could it be that maybe it was your equipment, your gears, rather? Or maybe, side quests and companion
Some kind
quests,
of puzzle
maybe?
with torches or fires or something. Might get treasure out of it.
Oh, okay, so you have to ignite multiple braziers. Tash talks, puzzles. I hate puzzles. She said so last stream. Yeah, I agree. I said that, yeah, I cheat at puzzles too. But a lot of spirits in Rivain love them. Ooh, she convenes with spirits in Rivain? Interesting. The seers say that the spirits want to encourage Rivain to uphold traditions, paying respects to old cultural stuff. My mother once said it's because spirits don't understand the world. They're trying to figure out the rules so everything makes sense. I think it's all Vashidan. What does that mean? Is that a curse word? I think it is. It sounds familiar. Putting a treasure chest behind a puzzle that makes you do some old cultural thing doesn't make the world make sense. Why can't they just put all the treasure chests behind waterfalls like they're supposed to? Added by Emmrich. We haven't met Emmrich, you game. What? Whoa. Mr. Odd thing here. Strange, very strange. But isn't it fascinating to see how our cultural practices inform the spirits who in turn reinforce those practices with us? I agree with Emmrich. Emmrich. Did I say Emmrich the first time? Sorry. Did I? Yeah, I think I said Emmrich. I agree with Emmrich. The problem is we haven't met you, Emmrich, so don't go butting in just yet. Rose asks, do you use a sword and a shield? Scott says, I do, yes, I'm definitely getting better. I also had a lot of, not really a lot, but I had a couple of times when I nearly died in the game in the beginning. I feel like it gets better. It gets so much easier. Oh, okay, I get it now. This one dies. So we have to do it
see what you can
fast? Or something like that? I don't know. We'll find out. There is definitely a treasure behind that thing. That brazier there. But yeah, there were a couple of times when I nearly died. Especially boss fights and mini boss fights. And eventually got better. Now I feel like it's so much easier. The game has become so much easier. Rose says, oh nice, by underpowered do you mean your level is a bit low? Or is it a bug? Scott says, I second the puzzle hating. My brain isn't a fan. Yeah, plus I wasn't using my points properly. I see. That was my issue too with Dragon Age Inquisition when I first played that game. Oh, now we can go back here. I didn't really consult a guide, a build guide online. So sadly, I did keep dying, playing as a rogue. A rogue archer. So we have to do some sort of cultural puzzle here with that brazier. We'll have to find out what to do. There is another chest over here. Lots of chests in the Rivain Coast, or on the coast of Rivain. You can climb up, up, up. Get some resources.
Another of those Fen'Harel altars.
Oh no. Oh no, really? More Fen'Harel stuff? I hate you! Fen'Harel! I hate you! Why does he have a presence in every single country? Solus. You're the real Mr. Worldwide. Solus is the real Mr. Worldwide. It's not Pitbull. It's somewhere over there. It's pointing that way. Mr. Worldwide. Wide. Did I say wild? Mr. World Wild? Mr. Worldwide. Dolly. So the quest is over here, but I wanna go and figure out that thing first. That thing? The thingy-majig? That brazier puzzle. Yes, yeah, same here. I'm terrible at puzzles. Oh yeah, it's hard to know where to spend your points, says Rose. I agree. What I did in my second playthrough of Dragon Age Inquisition, which was the one that I streamed. Oh, we're back here, and I don't want to fight that anymore. They just keep respawning. Was that I looked up a guide, and my favorite guide builder for Dragon Age is Delicious Gaming. Is that how it's pronounced? Deltias and then gaming. Delicious Gaming. At first, I read it as Delta is Gaming. It could be Delta is Gaming, but I think I double checked it last time and it was Delicious Gaming.
Seems like you're never far from the water in Rivain, one way or another.
Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? We got a Fen'Harel puzzle here. No, Rosie's sick. Oh, poor baby. Oh. She has a cold. I thought that she got better because we were eating. We were eating Indian food last night. We went to this really nice restaurant, and we were eating South Indian food, which I love. I love this soup thing. Slightly spicy soup thing with onions and stuff. Oh, Tash, you didn't know? We've got Lucanis. Helping us across the fade. And then I thought that made her feel better already, but yeah. We've been busy. I guess it's because of that. So it's hard to... Oh, nuts. It's kind of hard to recover from colds and all that. I do remember Soap was cold, well, had a cold last stream too. I hope she's feeling better. Rose with the smiley emote. Scott says, guess who's going to another car show at the weekend, lol. I'm single-handedly keeping the scene going. Congratulations, Scott. More photos to come then. So, is this closer to where you live, or is it going to be somewhere a bit far? Because I do remember the last car show you went to, and if I remember correctly, that was last week. It was closer to where you live, so it's more convenient. You didn't have to go travel far. But I hope that this one is not too far either. I can hear you! Oh, it's over there. Is it down there? It is down there. Oop. Is there another one? There is. There we go. Okay, we saw an altar down there. A brazier, rather. Another car show, says Rose, and Scott says, "Don't judge me. We're not we're not judging you. We're happy for you." I wish there were more car shows where we live. I don't, because usually there's like a convention center inside a mall. That is like really huge, and that's where all the art conventions, the anime, J-pop, Japanese culture conventions are held. They also have it for, you know, like those industry conventions, like the pharmaceutical industry, the construction industry, all of those things. They are usually held in this place. It's about an hour drive from where we live. And then we sometimes check, whenever we're not that busy, we check if there are any conventions happening that we might be interested in going to. But we haven't really seen a car show be held at that convention area. But we'll probably have to look it up. It might be outdoors where car shows usually... that makes sense, right? Where car shows usually are held here in this country. Because the car show that we went to in Japan was indoors, so... And I think it's more of like a car museum than a car show. It was in Odaiba a long time ago. But car shows are always interesting, says Rose. They love you, Scott. I hope that they love you there. I'm pretty sure they do. And are you adding to your expertise of cars? Gaining more knowledge about cars? Do they have people that I don't know, present facts about cars or hold seminars? I wonder. Scott says, "She's ill. Let me at those germs." Thank you, Scott. Scott is going to beat up the germs so that Rose is Rose feels better soon. Rose says, "Thank you, Scott. It's just a light cold, nothing serious." Scott says it's about an hour away. Yeah, the last one was in my hometown. It was amazing. An hour away. Yep. Is that a good? Oh, they really. Maybe it has to be in order. I feel like it has to be in order. These braziers. Is that a good time for a commute for you, Scott, or is that too long? No, my uncle and me drive around, says Scott. That is in response to Rose asking, for the ones that are a bit far, do you get there by train? Driving around is fun. I'm happy that you get to drive around with your uncle. I prefer to drive too. Rose drives, so she's good at driving compared to commuting. I've never commuted in this country past the age of 5, I think. So I wouldn't know how to commute, really. In Japan, we commute all the time. We always take the train. So there's that. But here, commuting by train or by other road vehicles, I think the last time I did that was when I was 5. So I cannot remember. Antam orders, the boss here attempt to help the boss in Treviso. There it is. I will not have the butcher complaining that I am hindering his efforts. Gillenane does not reward those who fail, so the Antam are working under Gillenane. Find the crows and these supplies and bring them to the warden. Forward, we will deliver both the butcher to show that the Antam who serve Penshanik are worthy of greatness. Is that... What is Penshanik? Is that a Kunari god? The Kun doesn't really worship any god per se, right? So I feel like maybe Penshanik is their name for Gillenane? I'm not sure.
Looks like the Antam got the supplies that were meant for the crows.
We need to get those supplies back and pay back the Antam.
Right. You have to do that, definitely. Scott says we have conventions too, but they are super expensive. Oh no, really? Our conventions here are quite affordable. I think they're usually like between $5 to $10, depending on what type of convention they are. And then of course the industrial conventions, you cannot go in unless you're part of that industry. So we have to figure out which brazier to light first. So if I'm not mistaken, that brazier lit up and stayed lit for quite some time. So that is probably the first on the list. Rose says, oh yeah, those tend to be huge with concept cars and stuff, right? Oh, the car conventions, I see. And Scott says there's some awesome vehicle museums in Japan and over here. Would be fun to visit.
I'm on it.
Yeah, that stays lit. So we'll just have to find the next one. Rose says it would be nice to visit the vehicle museum. I agree. I second the motion. Vehicle museums are great. I love vintage cars. I prefer vintage cars over modern cars.
Got it.
I do remember watching this popular content creator, American content creator who lives in Japan. His name is Virtual Japan, and that's the name of his channel, of course. That is not his real name. And he once went to a car show. And he filmed the entire thing. I think he live streamed it, and it was quite fun to watch. We watched it live. There we go. We did it.
Got a new door. Bet there's something good on the other side.
He still uploads the videos, but sadly he doesn't. He no longer streams because he's busy. Oh, we got something for Valara. Oh, sorry, it was for Harding. Pirate grave marker. Here lies Tai. He died as he lived, saying, "Hold my grog." We buried that what was left. Help yourself to his stuff. Goodbye, Tai. I'll see you soon. Love, Riz. Interesting. A pirate named Tai. And it was nice of his friends to leave Tai's belongings to anyone who could solve the riddle. Scott says we can walk everywhere over here, thankfully, and the good transport is generally good. I'm so happy for you. I would love to live again in a country where almost everywhere is walkable, like in Japan. Rose says, so it's like Japan. Is it generally safe to walk around there to avoid certain areas? And she adds, the car show Scott went to are vintage and are amazing. Yes. Scott says it's everywhere, I think. My town is a little rough, so you need to be careful sometimes, but I'm lucky enough to be able to look after myself. Oh yeah, of course, because of your skills. Your kickboxing skills. Those are impressive. Oh! Truffles! Truffles for Asan! I'm so happy we got some truffles for Asan. Can we feed him? Oh, yeah, I guess there is an animation for feeding him, so there's that. We can definitely feed him. Alright, let's go and... is there anything located under this waterfall? We've been through here before. Yeah, this is what remains of the treasure hunter who was after gold, and we did loot his gold chest. He unfortunately perished in the hands of the Antam. We've looted this place before, so we can just go ahead and climb up again. Clear weather, gusting winds, day 5. Tried to scale the cliffs above the ridge, but I fell and I think something broke. An Antam patrol may have spotted me too. Gonna find a place to hide until I can get back to my camp. So that's what happened to him. A curious stone. That's what he left behind. Rose says, I see, I'm glad you can look after yourself with your kickboxing. Yes! Punch them germs! Punch them germs to keep Rose safe and healthy. Scott. You gotta punch them germs! Scott says no one does vintage cars like old British people. The obsession is real. I guess that's why the vintage cars in Poirot were all very time appropriate. I was about to say age appropriate, as if it's Dragon Age. Age appropriate. Time appropriate. There we go. I still don't know how to... Ooh, I get it now. This is the placement of the statues, the Grey Warden statues. So right, left, and back in order to open that one. The treasure.
That Dalish clan you worked with really has a keeper named Shiv?
His full name is longer. Shibari, Shivara.
Don't say Shibari.
Shivanis? That's Elven for dedication to duty.
Yeah, that sounds right.
That's more like it. Elfier, I mean. And you call him Shiv, for short.
And because he once stabbed a Venatori in the face.
There we go.
Oh my!
Yeah, he drank for free that night.
I love Valara so much. She's so adorable.
Okay.
She was so suspicious. It's like in the beginning she was like, "Are you sure you know a Dalish fur? Are you just lying to me, Tash?" But it turns out Tash actually does know, and it's working rather. But the Lords of Fortune are working with a Dalish clan, the keeper of a Dalish clan, to appraise and preserve Elven artifacts. Which is so silly. Shibari, don't say that word. That is not for children, Tash. If you don't know, Shibari is is a spicy thing that originated in Japan. I think a lot of the car manufacturers before were British, right? Says Rose. That's right. I think so too. Many iconic brands and models. Is MG British? I think MG is British, right? I've seen it in Poirot. Scott says, yeah, Jaguar, Bentley, Aston Martin, a Rover, Land Rover, Range Rover, Rolls-Royce, Lotus, and so on. Those names just like sound... Of course I do know those brands, especially Jaguar. Because there is that joke from from the Oblivion NPC thing, the At Home with English, where he won the lottery and then he was like, spend some, save some. And then he wanted to buy a Jaguar. But yeah, Jaguar, Bentley. We always see a Bentley. There's a Bentley shop nearby. Aston Martin. I love Aston Martin cars. I was like, if I were super duper rich and I still lived in Japan, I would get an Aston Martin or a Bentley. Because those are pretty cars. Very beautiful, very classy, elegant. Is MG British or is that American? I would love to go down because that is where I think that's where it is located, right? The statues? I might be wrong. I may be wrong. I am probably wrong. We'll go this way. My exploration skills aren't up to par today. So we've got these... Oh, it's another puzzle. Oh, it's that easy? I guess.
Hey, Valara. You know those elven power crystals we plug in to make bridges and open doors and stuff? Is there an elven word we're supposed to call them? Be more respectful?
Oh, well, yes. But no. The Elven word for them is
Wow.
June Suledin Belinaris Ina Gilan Lassa Shiral.
Oof.
Ooh, oh no.
But mostly we just call them power crystals.
No kidding.
Oh no.
That's even bigger than Canary words.
The Elven word for the sockets is even longer.
Oh
You
no.
don't gotta say it. I believe you.
I love these butterfly wisps. I wonder what they are. What significance they have in the lore. But yeah, I feel like I am like Tash in some ways. I do prefer to learn how to properly pronounce a word or how a word is said in a culture. So I am more respectful towards that culture. I do care a lot about language, you know. I know a lot of people think that it's cringe. Oh, there we go. That is what it unlocked. And we've got the Antam here. I know a lot of people think it's cringe if you care a lot about language. If you let other people police your language, I guess. But for me, I care about it a lot. I guess it's because I love writing, and I understand that when you write, in order to be more respectful, you also have to... Ooh, the Warden Vault. To understand the person's culture. And that is why, as a writer, I would definitely not write about a culture that I am not familiar with. Rose says, Rolls Royce too. Scott says, MG is British, yes, and that's just a car brand. So there's hundreds. There's hundreds of motorcycle brands also. Very cool. MG! I want an MG! I cannot drive anyway, so it doesn't really matter. What is that for? What did we do? What did we do that for? Are we just pressing buttons here? What if this leads to our doom, right? I did get this quest. Open the locks. Deep beneath the Grey Warden fortress on the Rivain Coast, long abandoned treasure awaits for anyone who might claim it. Okay, let's go ahead and open the lock so we can loot. Hundreds of them. Wow, says Rose. Hundreds of... That's awesome. Let's climb down and face this Antam. Is he a boss?
Trouble coming.
Yeah, right now I feel like the game is so much easier. You blocked me. I was just saying the game is now easier, and then you're gonna try to block me. There we go. It is so easy. I almost hit Veilguard. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, my friend.
Okay. Chakra to Ebra.
I wonder what that means.
Careful ahead.
There's more? I love the music. It reminds me of Inquisition. The fight music in Inquisition. Battle music. So Tash's quest is over there. That's where we need to go after we've done this Grey Warden puzzle. Is MG that bad? Scott says I recommend an MG if you enjoy engines exploding a lot. Oh no. Oh. Thank you for the the warning. Thank you for the warning, Scott. It's so sad because it looks so cool. The cars look so cool in Faro. Okay. It's a ghost. Where is it leading us? Oh. Oh, it's going through the wall. It makes sense because it's a ghost. Oh no. Oh, there we go. Dragon bar. Let's go,
Tosh,
Tosh.
you got this? Sure.
Too bad it sounds elegant and looks elegant too. Rose said that it sounds elegant. I agree. We've got more
Door's sealed, but those figures next to it look different. Might be a clue for how to open it.
Alright, we'll try. Journal of a Thief. I've been here 3 days now and I'm so close I can feel it. The treasure the old records talked about is just behind this door. The seals are the key. Find the matching ones and the door should open. They're hidden around the castle. It's almost like the bones are watching me, waiting for me to find these seals. If I get this open, I can go back to Kirkwall rich enough to buy the Viscounty. But you know who's still the Viscount of Kirkwall? My brother Varric. I think he's still the Viscount, right? Maybe he left a post. He probably left a post already because he went looking for solace. Running low on food. Ate some of the local plants and my guts are feeling weird. Oh no, diarrhea. Just going to close my eyes for a minute. We've got two more seals to light up. And they are all griffin seals, if I'm not mistaken. Stay away from MG, I guess? We'll just dream of owning an Aston Martin or a Bentley or a Rolls Royce. Not an MG. Okay, where do we go? There was that spirit that we encountered. I just don't know where they went. I do remember this part when we were trying to find the dragon. You do see MG sometimes in Southeast Asia. I think I remember seeing a couple of cars where we live. We've seen Jaguars here. There's like a big Bentley store nearby. I think there's an Aston Martin store nearby too, or was it a bit further? I think it might be a bit farther from where we live. But I do remember seeing it. Scott says, pre and post-war British cars and bikes have an unfortunate reliability record. Hence, in the 80s and 90s, people started gravitating to Asian cars and bikes because most of them are bulletproof. Toyota! Our car is a Toyota. And I don't think it's bulletproof. I wouldn't want to know. I wouldn't want to try. I would not want anything like that to happen to us. We've got more seals here, but it's definitely durable. Toyota.
All right.
But yeah, I think most cars in Southeast Asia are Asian, are mostly Japanese cars, and a couple of Chinese cars as well. We need wisps. We need to get a wisp. Where can we find one? I need a wisp. Oh! Hi? Oh, this is Pensionek. It's
Careful
their...
ahead.
I guess he's their commander? Wait, what? Wait, what? That was so easy! Where did Pensionek go?
Finish them now.
I thought he would be tougher than that. Am I overpowered?
Hey, they had one of the crows prisoner. She's still alive.
Oh, really? You know what? I'm going to keep that. There we go. Keep that quest tract what is it called? For Gold and Glory, a Lords of Fortune supply shipment intended for the Crows has been intercepted by the Antam. If the Crows are to get the assistance they need, the shipment must be recovered. Scott says MG is owned by Tata, which is Indian, so they aren't British anymore. By bulletproof, I mean reliable. Lol. Imagine if they were bulletproof, like literally bulletproof too. That would be amazing. It's like those cars used by politicians, heads of state, you know, diplomats. They're usually bulletproof. So imagine if a Toyota is also bulletproof. That would be amazing. I want a bulletproof Toyota. Rose says, yeah, true. I think that was a global thing. People just gravitated towards Japanese cars during that time. Yeah, in the 90s. That's true. Rose says, oh, so it's like Jaguar. Scott says Toyota is the best car company, period. They are unkillable. Honda is the best bike company. Oh, thank you for that. I didn't know about Honda being the best bike company. So if you've got a car of your own, or one day when you get a car of your own, would you consider purchasing a Toyota then, Scott? But yeah, highly recommended based on our experience. Our family car when I was much younger was also a Toyota. So I think it was when I was much younger, like toddler young. It was a Nissan, and then after that, when it broke, we got a Toyota instead. How do we get back up there? Okay, let's talk to this crow first.
The Antam kept me alive so they could use me to trick Rivain into sending more supplies.
Oh no.
I didn't think anyone was coming.
The Lords of Fortune wouldn't abandon you. It's the least we could do for the Crows.
There we go.
Thank you for your timely arrival. I'll get the supplies to Treviso and pay back the Antam there.
I hope you take care, Crow. Miss Crow. Oh, our bond with Tash and with Valara has increased. I'm happy. I still want to go there though. I want to go there. How do I reach that? Let me see. We'll have to find our way around, I guess. I wonder how Toyotas tend to be so reliable, asks Rose. And Scott says, I think it's just their business model. They have a huge standard. Rose responds with, yeah, it is fascinating that they are so reliable for a more affordable price compared to other car brands. That is so interesting, too. They're usually more affordable, but they're also extremely durable and reliable. So I'm happy. Highly explosive Gatlock barrel. There we go. Oh.
Looks like we made a door.
Yes, thank you, Tosh. I love Tosh. Tosh is they're so strong. So that's how we find, or where we find a wisp, rather. And how too. It's the how and the where that matters, I guess. I'm just so random today. And we did find it inside this area here, I think. Yeah, it's over here. Oh! It's timed! No, it's timed! Good lord. Why does it have to be like that? No. Oh no. We'll have to go do that again, I guess. It's like Lucanus's spite ability. That one is also timed. So we have to go and rush towards that nook with the skeleton that needs a wisp. And it's over here. There we go. Interesting. This one powers the entire skeleton. Okay. Okay, fun. Got some memento for our caretaker. Eternal Whale, a disturbing carving of a screaming figure. If held against the wind, it emits a howl that sends a shiver along the listener's spine. I don't like that. Scott says the biker community is obsessed with the old 70s and 80s Kawasaki and Honda bikes. I agree. I've seen those. We love working on them in the garage. Beautiful things. Ooh. Kawasaki is also a very popular bike brand here in where we live in Southeast Asia. So that is 2 out of 3. 2 out of 3 Grey Warden treasures. So we've still got this one and these Grey Warden treasures. There's also that one on top. Above that ledge that we just don't know how to get into. Maybe we'll have to go around the castle. I know we should be doing Emmrich's quest, but sadly we're doing this. Whether yeah, I've read this. We are just enjoying our adventures here in the Rivain, or on the Rivain Coast, or rather. Rose says, "Oh, nice. Yeah, they always look great. I always found motorcycles scary in real life, but love to use them in games." I know. I do love using motorcycles in Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk 2077. At least there's a quest marker. So we have to go and follow this ghost. It's just that he goes through walls, so it's kind of hard to tell where he's gonna go next. And I don't think I can go through walls. I'm not a ghost myself. Scott says Suzukis are fun, but the build quality is meh. Ooh. I wonder if it's out here. Suzukis, yeah, I think I've seen a couple of Suzukis. Oh, is it up here? I guess it is. I'm glad that there is still a quest marker. I wouldn't have been able to find it myself. Okay, I am here now. Do I have to go back inside? This is a bit confusing. A little bit, a tad bit confusing. Puzzles! There we go. Okay, so I guess the spirit is just paying tribute to all of the skeletons, to fallen people. Where do I go next? Because that is Tosh's quest. What? What? Did I lose it? Did I lose the wisp? Oh no. Oh, I go back there. Okay, now he's here. And the ghost is here. And maybe he wants us to open this. Or he's going to open it for us. Okay. Not puzzles, says Rose. I'm surprised Tosh isn't hating the fact that we are doing puzzles right now.
Hear that? Door's open.
There we go. We've opened the door to the riches of the Grey Warden. What did I say? Well, I was about to say Dragon Warden. The Grey Wardens in this specific castle. Yes, we did it! The Warden fought! A memento? No, where's the memento? Where is the memento? I can't find it. It's gonna be under memento, of course. Is it this? No, I've read that. I've read that as well. These are the ones that we basically purchased from merchants. Oh, it's this one, I guess. Petrified dragon's egg. The shape and markings clearly identify this as a dragon's egg, but the object has been petrified, not by age, but by magic. Why? They didn't want dragons to procreate? Why is it like that? There we go. I guess it was that. I may be mistaken. Scott says Suzuki makes this bike called the Hayabusa. Ooh, Hayabusa. That sounds like one of the bullet trains in Japan. Literally one of the scariest things ever put on the road. Who thought supercharging a bike was a good idea? Oh no. I guess he wanted it to become like its namesake. If I'm not mistaken, Hayabusa is one of the the name for one of the Shinkansen, the bullet trains in Japan. So they wanted it to be as fast as a bullet train. While flaming weapons is active, charged attacks deal fire damage in an area around a target, but remove flaming weapons. I don't like that. I don't like these red ones. They always have a negative attribute. In tribute to a beloved, once thought extinct friend, fire, and lots of it. Oh, lots of it, and lots of it. Wise Hap's wall, a common heavy armor, that's just a regular one. And a rare medium armor for Tash. There we go. Let's equip that for Tash. Plus, oh, okay. Let me see. Tash has Trust Finery equipped now, plus 20% overwhelmed effectiveness. While destroying one's enemy, the poppy red rope hides bloodstains and the tassels add flair. Always fashionable. There is still another puzzle that we have yet to do here in the Grey Wardens. The Grey Wardens. But I'm gonna do Tash's quest first, okay? And then we'll meet Emmrich after that. Hayabusa, like the fastest Shinkansen, says Rose. That's the fastest bullet train in Japan that goes to Aomori. Oh, is it? Wow. By the way, my cousin's father is from Aomori. Yeah, Aomori is a prefecture known for their apples. They've got really good apples there in Aomori. It's the prefecture just south of Hokkaido. Tash is taking some time on... Ooh, Tash is shaking a bit. Is taking some time on the beach to blow off steam, figuratively and literally. This quiet moment offers a chance to get to know her better. Let's do it. I hope Belara's okay being a third wheel. No, I think she's probably gonna go off somewhere exploring.
Hey. Some for you. Some for you.
Oh, Tash is feeding birds, I guess.
Don't be a dick. That was for the little one. Stupid birds.
This is a fun side of you that is a flirt. Let me help. We could be relaxing. This is unexpected for you. I'll flirt.
I wasn't expecting...
What?
I don't know. You with the birds, this is fun.
Oh. Good.
Can I help?
Can I? Let me feed the burbs. I love feeding burbs and animals.
Sometimes I practice with the fire out here. It's safer. No people around. Lots of water.
Is it magic, or...?
It's not magic. My mother says the Kunari used to be closer to dragons.
There
Something
we go.
in her blood.
The Antam called you a Dari.
Yeah. Old Kunari word for fire breather.
Really?
A few like me are born
Adari.
every generation. My mother thinks Adari were meant for something special. She's always looking through the old texts for clues.
I love that one of Tasha's
Come on.
horns is
Don't want to scare the
emerald.
birds.
I like it. That's it? That's it, Tosh? Oh no. That was just a
My mother
cutscene.
left the Qun not far from here. She got herself transferred to Kontar from Parvalan. Smuggled me there and then walked out.
I thought Kontar was well fortified. How did she escape with a child?
The Qun isn't a prison. People can leave if they want.
There we go. Ooh, it's a little bit cloudy.
Don't scare them.
Oops. Oh no! Oh no! Sorry! Sorry! No! I didn't mean to scare off the birds. Sorry. Sorry.
My mother left the Qun not far from
Sorry
here.
about that. I'm
She
glad
got
it
herself
wasn't
transferred to
autosave
Kontar
just
from
before that.
Parvalan. Smuggled me there and then walked out.
I thought Kontar was well fortified. How did she escape with a child?
The Qun isn't a prison. People can leave if they want.
Okay. Do I just not go there? Will I scare them off regardless? I died. Can I go back up? Am I bugged? What am I going to do? Dragonborn basically, says Rose. True. I don't want to scare them off, Tash. I'm going. I'm leaving. Oh, wait. If I just approach them, just slightly near them, but not too far. Sorry, not too close. Are we going to be able to feed them? Yes! Yes, we did it!
You little guys hungry?
Yay! Happy.
Do you miss living under the Qun?
I'm so
Not
glad
much
we
to
did
miss.
that.
I was a baby. My mother misses it. She was an Ashkari back then.
Oh,
A scholar.
okay.
Why'd she leave?
Me.
There we go. Do it from afar. Feed
There's
them
enough
from
for
afar.
all of you.
Rook can't swim, says
Shathan
Rose.
was worried
True.
about what the Kunari would do with a fire breather like me.
What would they do?
She said they'd have me put in the Antam, use me as a berserker.
Oh,
The idea scared her enough that she left her library and walked away from the Qun.
I see. That is a very respectable and responsible mother. I agree with that. The only babies I have are my my imaginary children. And also the little doggy baby. Manu says, hello everyone, good evening. Today we are meeting Emmrich. Yes, the only thing I know is that he is a mage that I'm into. Ooh, okay. Welcome back to the stream, Manu, and congratulations. We are going to strive to meet him today, even if that means overtime. I'm just, you know, spending some time with Tosh first. And then we will go ahead and meet Emmrich after.
There you go. Come on. Over here's where I practice.
Rose asks,
Why not on the beach?
Don't want to scare the birds.
it's like the
You
mage
just fed 'em.
Kunari. Yeah, I think so too. There are very few mage Kunari, and they are anti-mage, so they do those, you know, things to them. Like we learn in Is it Dragon Age 2 or Origins? I can't remember. 2, right?
What the
Dragon
crap
Age
is
2,
that?
I think.
The Antam must be marking their territory.
Oh.
Not on my beach. Vosh Vatari. Come
There we
on.
go.
These banners need to burn.
Burn them. Burn them. Tash, we can do this.
I'm on it.
I also have fire, so if you need help, I'm eager to. Scott says, yo,
Nice.
Manu!
What does it feel like when you breathe fire like that?
It's more like spitting.
Oh.
Ew.
Something inside my
Yuck.
throat opens up and lets stuff mix together. Then
Yeah.
there's this rush of heat as I roar it out.
Oh no.
I'm surprised it doesn't hurt your mouth to do that.
It can. One time my tongue got in the way. Got a mouthful of fire.
Painful!
Ouch.
That
Didn't
sounds
hurt much.
painful.
My mother has to make food extra spicy so I can taste it.
I guess that's the trade-off for being a fire breather.
There we go.
It's fine. I smell stuff better than most people.
Interesting. Oh, we've got a cat over here, Tash. You want to pet the cat? Are you into cats or not very much into cats? A lost poem translated from Cunlatch. Slow Blink seems to say, "I'm going to eat you, little fish. Purr, soft, soothing friend." That is a haiku by a Kunari. About their furry friend, a cat. I love that. Welcome back, Manu. Manu says, Rose, hello, I'm very good, thank you. How are you? Have you had dinner? Or are you about to make dinner, Manu? And what is on the menu for tonight? Manu says, Scott, hello, buddy, how are you? And Rose says, we're doing well, thank you, Manu. I'm glad you are well, too. Scott says, nice to see Cora encouraging arson. We need to let off steam, literally, sometimes. That's what I think. A little bit of arson. I wish a little bit of arson never hurt anyone, because that's what I was
An
supposed to
on-top
say.
supply cache.
Or I was about to
Too
say.
bad it's
rather.
locked up.
Not for long. Watch.
Okay. Show me.
Gotcha.
Wow, it burned right through it.
Yep.
So cool.
Melts some metals, not all.
How'd you figure out which kinds of metals you could melt?
My mother said I went through a lot of spoons as a baby.
Oops. Oops. I like how this game kind of shows the different abilities of each companion. Like with Harding, with Lucanus. Because they're showing companions that are kind of different from you know, oh, it's just their job as a Grey Warden, it's just their job as a seeker, like Cassandra, for example. It's just their job as a member of the Imperial Court, for example, Vivienne. But the companions in this game are kind of unique, even amongst their peers, and they kind of teach you how it must feel for them to be a bit different. The pros and cons of being different, of having these abilities. So I think I like that they're exploring those differences. FBI open up, says Scott. Oh no.
This way.
More
Like-
birds to feed?
Oh no.
Something like that.
Can we go up? Can we go up? Let me go up. Let me go. No. Okay. I guess not. Something like that? What are we going to do here?
Karash.
Cutscene.
It's Tosh. I brought food.
Who's your
Avatosh.
friend, Tosh?
It's good you came early. The feather clouds are getting lower. It's going to rain. Who is this with you?
This is
Oh,
Rook.
it's a friend.
She's a friend.
Hi.
A friend. All right. Make sure you both dress for rain. Drip rain, not mist rain.
Ooh, could he be the one who wrote that haiku for the cat? Please don't clip this, says Rose. And she adds, we don't want to be swatted. Manu says, I already had dinner. I had some tacos, just delicious with homemade salsa. Ooh, do you make your own salsa, Manu? And what is the secret spice? Sorry, the secret ingredient. I love tacos. Oh my. Rose and I love tacos so much. Rose says, I wish we could have that, Manu. With the bun cry emotes. Drip Rain. Hello? Drip Rain? Hello.
Nice to meet you.
And you.
Karash was a worker caste navigator. Got dragged along with the Antam when they invaded.
They told us it was ordered by the Qun. I was not taught war. I was taught the weather.
Oh.
Red clouds for thunder, gray clouds for rain, green clouds for the devouring storm, and black clouds for the Antam cannons.
It is dripping
After
rain
what they
on
did
him.
in Ventus, I ran away.
Karash doesn't like war. I'm glad. Do you need any help? Are you okay? Watch yourself.
I'm sorry the Antam did that to you.
I do not have my old life or work, but I remember who I am.
That's good.
The Antam have lost even that.
Yes, they have
You saw
lost
their
their
banners?
identity.
They're in the area.
I will not be seen.
Okay. Let me know if they bother you.
I am at peace, Evatash. I have the clouds to watch and fish to eat.
And your
More than just
furry
fish.
friend.
Here you go. Shathan said to eat the fruit before it spoils.
I like the cookies better.
Everyone likes the cookies better.
Same.
I'll eat the fruit. Thank you, Evatash.
Panaheydan. I'll see you soon.
Oh yeah, that is his friend. His furry friend, the cat.
So, the dragon hunter has a softer side.
The Qun says
Definitely
you take care
has.
of people.
So, you're a little Kunari, a little Rivain, and a little dragon?
Yeah?
I understand that. That's rough. Point out challenges of living in different worlds. Nah. I know how it is to feel living in different worlds. Point out the strengths of living in different worlds. I understand that.
I get that.
Come on. I should tell my mother how Karash is doing.
Multicultural background, I definitely agree. It's hard. It has difficulties for sure.
So how do you
But it
get
has a lot of benefits.
I
as
had to
well.
leave most of my old life behind when I joined the Shadow Dragons. And now I'm fighting Elven gods.
Kunari knife, while initial evaluations dramatically presumed the well-sharpened blade for sinister purposes, looking at you, brother Rons or Rondies. The device is strikingly similar to one used by Rivain bakers to cut flatbread. Okay. There is a Kunari knife that kind of looks a little bit sinister, but is also used by Rivain bakers to cut flatbread. Yum.
So,
Mani says, "OMG, Rose, I'm sorry. I wish I could get you some. It's okay." I do make tacos sometimes with just simple ingredients like ground beef. But I do love going to restaurants with Rose to eat tacos because, of course, they've got better ingredients than homemade ones. Rose says Mexican cuisine is just so great. Definitely, 100% agree with that. With you on that, rather. Oh, thanks, Manu, and no worries, says Rose. I'll just imagine the taste. Wait, Manu hasn't even told you what his secret ingredient is for his salsa. Dragonborn, says Rose. Scott says, Kato. It is a Kato. I love the Kato. I love the Neko-chan. Rose says exactly, Scott. I love that Karash. That was his name, right? Karash has a pet cat, even if he does live alone. I feel like he's more of a hermit because he also feels a little bit betrayed by the Antam. He wasn't really meant to work with them. He didn't know that they would be, they would lose their identity and become, invaders and all that, and work with Gillenane and all that. And now he's just living alone. I wish we could reunite him with his family or friends. I don't know. Put him somewhere safe. but I guess he's happy for the time being. Manu says the secret for all the salsa I make is some chili called chipotle, but the dried one is not very hot and adds a delicious flavor for the salsa. If only we could buy something like that here. I'll definitely look that up. Thank you, Manu. Thank you for sharing your super secret ingredient. Rose says, thanks, Manu. We'll definitely remember that dried
You take
chipotle.
what works
I'll look
from each
it
part,
up.
right?
Yeah. I had to
we'll
take
look up
Kunari
where
language
to buy
classes
that.
growing up. I had to learn how to tie these stupid knots. It wasn't so bad when the Kunari and Rivain were at peace. Now the Antam have broken from the Qun and started attacking.
Oh, yeah.
People look at me like they're scared I'll switch sides.
That's their loss. People who've only ever been one thing will never know how big the world is.
100% echo that sentiment.
Maybe.
That is what I'm also having a lot of trouble with. I feel like I'm a mix between my Rook, Tosh, and Balara. But when it comes to the multicultural, aspect, having trouble being accepted in either culture and all that, there we go. That's Tash. I'm Tash. The Chantry versus the Qun, an excerpt from Ta Vashoth, a guide for Kunari leaving the Qun. Written by Sir Rowan, with notes from Shathan, translated from Qunlat. Shathan is the person who gave the fruit, right, to be given to Karash. As you learn of the world outside the Qun, you will hear people speak of the Maker and the Chantry. In some ways, these are like the Qun under which you grew up. The Chantry is not like the whole of the Qun. It is the whole of the Qun. It is instead like our priests and scholars. Outside the Qun, the military is controlled by a ruler like the King of Rivain, while building and farming are controlled by merchants. S. If this strikes you, that's Shathan, I guess. If this strikes you as inefficient, you understand it correctly. Imagine an Athlock worker and an Asala priest arguing over how to build a library with no triumvirate to settle their disputes fairly. It is a primer for non-Kunari culture for those who are leaving the Qun. The Chant of Light teaches that the world was created by the Maker, a divine figure who then left the world to dwell in the Fade. By the Maker means that something surprising has happened, while Maker willing is hoping for good fortune. The Maker, Shathan writes, the Maker is not a spirit or a demon, suggesting this might be the case makes Chantry priest very unhappy. Oh yeah, definitely. You should not call the Maker a spirit or a demon. They're gonna get angry. Andrasi was a warrior and a scholar who received visions of the Chant of Light, much like Koslun, understanding the principles of the Qun. She spread the chant across the south. The core principles of the chantry are to be kind to one another, to spread word of the Chant of Light, much like the Qun was meant to spread, and to not let mages rule over others. This is interpreted differently in different countries. In the south, mages were kept in captivity, restricted almost like are Sarebas, the Kunari mages. In Rivain, mages simply must renounce any claim to rule as a noble. Ooh, okay. So mages have more rights in Rivain. That is very interesting to learn. In Tevinter, Chantry priests say that the Chant of Light only restricts mages from ruling for evil, and mages are free to rule. This has led to a split between the Chantry there and in other places. Shathan writes, it is reassuring to see that the Qun is not the only way of life broken by institutional corruption. That we can all agree with. Scott says, have you looked up Manben yet? It's been months. Well, yes, we did. I think I briefly mentioned it 2 streams ago. We looked up the what is that called? The intro for Manben, and it's just like, it's a very simple intro. Manben, sang in different melodies and pitches. It's a very different, unique intro for NHK shows, because I am used to the more classical, jazzy NHK intros. But interesting indeed. A lost poem translated from Qunlat. Look beyond the sea. White clouds race across the sky. Forget cannon smoke. There we go. Another haiku. Kunari haiku by Karash. He is such a sensitive fella, and sadly he was exposed to, war and all of that. So I guess he's suffering from PTSD. I don't know. I'm not a psychologist, sadly. I really want him masters in psychology, so I can, you know, I feel like I have more, what do you call that, right to talk about psychology. But it does cost money and a lot of time and effort. Man, Ben. It is interesting though, and I will definitely watch a full episode one of these days when we're free, so that we can enjoy that show. And I agree that it is an older show. Oh, did we just go around? We just went around. Why are we going round and round, Taj? Are we lost? It was enjoyable. I like the intro. It's unique.
Mother, what are you doing here?
You used to call me Tama.
I also used to wet the bed. Want me to start that up again?
I'd rather you didn't.
So Shatan, I did forget from the previous stream, Shatan is the mother of Taj. Scott Crosby Art on YouTube says, hell yeah, I will hear no ill will towards said masterpiece. Man, Ben. It is definitely a masterpiece. It's quite unique, and I am interested in watching a full episode of it to see how it's laid out. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a good episode, whichever it is, whether it's the first episode or the last, because NHK is really good at making, when it comes to pacing and the, what do you call that, the research and all of that for their documentaries and shows. They're very good at that. Writing, everything. A videography is quite good, even if it's an older show. I can tell that it's an older show based on the fashion of the people and also the video quality. But it's still, I love NHK old shows. I do love them. I can explain at length. Oh, relax. Wait, that sounded bad.
Not that it's my business. She's not in my...
She always did like the flustered ones.
What?
In truth, Evitash's tastes are quite varied, although it is uncommon for her to be attracted to men.
Mother.
Perhaps because in some ways, she acts more like a man herself.
Why are you here?
Why do you have to say that?
I came to ask Karash about the tablet your group recovered. I wondered if some of the symbols might be used among the Antam.
Be gentle. Don't make him talk about the war.
There we go.
I see the wisdom of your suggestion. I also see that you used your fire again. Chakra Toebra.
Chakra Toebra.
Remember to keep your consonants crisp. Kunari do not slouch.
Oh my, this
and neither does our language.
overbearing mother.
Panahedan, Evitash. You did well bringing Karash his food.
She's so overbearing. I hate her.
Sorry. She's like that.
I would say forget her, but I'll just I will just flirt with her. I mean, it's true that she cares about Taj, but at the same time, she doesn't need to be overbearing. Cause you know, she doesn't need to be like that. That's all I can say. She can show affection without having to order Tash around.
So, the flustered ones, huh?
That took a turn, says Scott.
Well, thanks for coming. We should get back.
Thanks for having me along. Maybe we can do this again.
Right? Yep.
There we go. I try to flirt at least once with all the companions, and then once we have met Emmrich, we will then go ahead and do that poll to see who our beloved bunnrings want me to romance for them, because we believe in communal romance here. I'm not choosing for myself. I'm gonna choose for all of us bunnrings. Quest complete. Far on the sands. Tash spent time on the Rivain Coast feeding the birds and practicing her fire breathing. An encounter with her mother Shathan showed that they do not always get along but have each other's best interests at heart. And we've got a rare medium armor for Tash. Let's equip that. Oh! I don't know. This one looks better. Seems better for me. Kunari cavalry armor customized for a Lord of Fortune. One golden arm packs a punch, while the others free to snatch up the spoils of war. I don't know, this one feels okay. I don't mind. Manu says, Rosebud, no problem. The salsa recipe is the basic one here. Boiled tomato, tomatillo, onion, garlic, and the dried chipotle. When the tomato and tomatillo are done, then put into the blender. Done. Oh, that sounds quite easy. Thank you. I'll keep that in mind. Tomato, tomatillo, onion, garlic, and dried chipotle. Just 5 recipe basic salsa. That sounds easy to make. Wow, so toxic, says Rose. Scott says rook flirting. I like you, but everyone else, okay. Sure, let's hang out some other time. I feel like the only one that's good at flirting back is Lucanus. He's quite good at it. And also, I think Harding also flirts back quite a lot. I think, if I'm not mistaken. But everyone else sound a little bit stiff. I really want to get there, but I want to meet Emmrich first, so we'll do a little bit of what do you call that? We'll do another once over, and then we'll see what we can do after.
I wish I could breathe fire. I don't know, it just feels like the kind of thing that could be useful, you know?
Sometimes it helps to burn through stuff.
Agreed.
I wonder if we can make it go further or hotter. How long can you hold your breath?
What is
Not long.
going on?
Healers say it's because breathing fire hurts my lungs.
Oh, never mind then.
Nevarra always likes tinkering. This is not something you should be tinkering with, Nevarra. It's Tasha's house. She's so silly. I love her. I love all of the companions, really. I don't have any particular one that I feel like I cannot get along with. Unlike in other games, because, you know, there's always one companion in each game, whether it's a Dragon Age, a Mass Effect, Fallout game that kind of, you know, I don't really get along with much. There we go. We got it. But in this game, I find it so easy to get along with everyone. As you probably know if you watched our Chill Play Dragon Age the Inquisition, or the Inquisition? Dragon Age Inquisition series, I found it a bit hard to get along with Solus and Vivienne. But everyone else was like, okay. And Sarah too, to an extent. But in this game, I feel like I can get along well with everyone. All the PTSD is going to their heads, says Scott. That's possible. That is possible. Where is that? I want to go and... Oh yeah, I cannot get to that chest. I think that's the one that's placed on top of a ledge. We'll go around them. And then we'll meet Emmrich. We have to. That is the whole point of this stream. So we'll do a little bit of a, you know, over time. Because it did take a while to go around Rivain Coast, and also do Tasha's personal quest. Manu says, yes, it's quite easy. Here is called salsa roja, or red salsa in English. Forgot to say that you have to put all in the blender, the garlic, onion, tomato, etc. with a little salt. Yes, we can all do with a little salt. Thank you for that, Manu. And Rose says, do you just chop the garlic, onions, and tomato before putting it in the blender? I feel like that is the logical choice, because otherwise the blender might have some difficulties. blending everything together. That is just my guess, I guess. There could be another. Oh, there's that quest, new quest available there. I am going to just do a fast travel here to see if there is another way through to get to the top of the tower, the Grey Warden tower thing. This was where we lured and made the dragon sleep. In theory, this could be an entrance, but I guess not. This is not an entrance. But I feel like once it could be quest related, so maybe this entrance will open up some other time. So I am going to skip that for now. I'll just take the quest here, and then we'll go ahead and meet Emmrich. Sorry for the wait, my friends, my dear bunrings. Is the quest this way? Yeah, it is this way. What? What? Okay, I'll go and fast travel here, I guess. Why can't I go up? Oh, no. Oh no. We're so far away from that quest. It's okay. It's okay. Well, we can do it. Mana says, yeah, I have the same feeling with Soulless. Vivian and Sarah grew on me little by little, but Soulless. Yeah, it's hard to get along with that. With that egghead. he's so full of himself. He's quite arrogant. But yeah, I definitely can empathize with Tash the most amongst all companions because of their multicultural background and also their relationship with certain family members. Overbearing family members that tell you what to do, expect a lot of things from you. I wish that in the future the world would be kinder.
Done, Rook.
And, you know, people wouldn't expect too much from you. Or anything from you, except for kindness. And just, you know, just being kind and nice and all that. It's up there. There is no... What? Oh, here. There we go. That wasn't there before, I think. Oh, here. This ladder. I do remember this ladder. It wasn't here before when we came here to recruit Pat. But now we've got this ladder. And we've got this quest over here. Warden Grey's final repose. Learn the history of the first Qunari Warden. Find all the notes. Sharksmouth Fort 1. The Grey Warden. Quote unquote Grey Warden. Because he was Qunari, I guess. Excerpt from a Grey Warden log. After agreeing that the Darkspawn are a threat, the Qunari sent their first Warden recruit. He had trouble living under the restrictions of his homeland, from what little we gather. He should fit right in with the rest of the Wardens. I don't know whether he cares about Warden ideals, but he's a great fighter. He passed a joining and even helped kill an ogre coming up through the volcano. The only thing left is to give him a name. The Qunari are normally just named after their jobs, so he says. So we're calling him Grey for now. Added by Davrin. Always wondered when the Qunari first joined the Wardens. Good to see even the Qunari took the Blight seriously. We've never really heard of a Qunari Warden up until now, I guess. So I'm glad we are gonna be learning more about Qunari Wardens, or specifically this one. Manu says, yeah, I had the same feeling with Solas. Oh yeah, I've read that. He says, roast, yeah, so it's a little easier, but the ingredients should be soft after boiling them anyway. That makes sense. I agree. That makes sense. They will definitely soften up once boiled. Scott says, unfortunately, I shall have to retire, guys. Great pondering life's question with you again. See you in the next stream. See you next time, Scott. Thank you for keeping us company. We wish you a good night. and that you'll have a refreshing night's sleep so that you can have more energy to face tomorrow. Tomorrow, so they say, will be a better day. Fallout TV song by Nat King Cole. I don't want to face tomorrow unless I see it with you. Do I go here? Mana says, Scott, goodbye, have a nice evening, see you next stream. Bye, Scott. Good night. See you around, Scott. Scott says, Scott sends pink waving. Pink waves. Pink wave emotes. Thank you for that. Oops. It's sad we have to go back inside the Grey Warden castle to do this quest. But we will for sure do the recruitment quest for Emmrich. I'm sorry. I feel like I just need to do this because what scares me in Dragon Age games is that if you progress a bit too much in the game, especially in this one, they might surprise you with these heavy decisions. Oh lord. How do we have to
like we're doing this
with the Anton?
Got him good there.
Mana says, wait, Qunari Grey Warden? Or did I hear that wrong? It is the Qunari Grey Warden! I wish it was Iron Bull, but I don't think he would join up with the Warden. At least I don't think so. I think it's the first Qunari Grey Warden, so it must have been a couple of ages ago. Maybe in the 6th age. Not the Dragon Age, sadly. I guess some people might call it a retcon, but for me, I don't mind. It does make sense. For me, it makes sense. It would be so sad if the Qunari didn't join the fight. Didn't really, you know, help out. Oh, we got another codex entry. Sharksmith Fort, I guess is the name of this fort. The Eruption. Excerpt from a Grey Warden log. A seer warned us of a darkspawn horde gathering the tunnels in Sharksmith. The fighting was fierce, more darkspawn than we'd seen in years. They would have overwhelmed us, but the seer called on spirits to awaken the volcano. Is there a volcano here nearby? That would be scary. Warden Grey was more scared of the seer than he was of the Hurlocks. Qunari have a particular fear of mages and demons. We do know that from the first 2 Dragon Age games. But Grey still protected the seer until her ritual was complete. Ooh. Good to hear that he was a very responsible fella. I'm watching lava pour from the jaws of Sharksmith as I write this. And you still have the sense to write this? Wow. It'll be years before the Darkspawn find another way to the surface. The seer said the eruption would anger some spirits, but we'll deal with that as we must. Added by Tash, seers awakening a volcano? A Qunari believer protecting a mage? Would have lost money twice. I guess Tash loves to gamble. But sadly, it would have been a waste of money on Tash's side because these are 2 things that are very unheard of. They're mostly unheard of. A seer using some sort of a ritual to make a volcano erupt so that the entrances to the deep roads would be closed off, I guess. And then a Qunari who is protecting a seer.
Look at that ocean view.
Beautiful. We we've got a memento here. Warden's key. Free March's guardian, said to warn respectful owners against threats. It sometimes faces different directions without being moved. Interesting. Interesting indeed. There we go. Now we can go ahead and jump down very carefully to get to this treasure. There we go. I'm happy. Is that it? Did we learn? Did we complete the quest? Because that would be amazing. No, there is still... Oh, return to the caves of Sharksmith once they are fully accessible. Notes in an old fortress tell the story of the first Qunari Grey Warden as well as the demon that drove the wardens away. They consulted a demon? Oh no, never mind. A demon came because, as they said, the seer stirring up the volcano to erupt so that it could basically block the entrances to the deep road so that the dark spawn wouldn't come out of those entrances. It did stir up, you know, spirits and demons and all that. So I guess they were driven away by the demon. But we have to return to the caves of Sharksmouth once they are fully accessible, and that would probably be along the quest. Once we've progressed more in the story. So this is the time where we all meet Mr. Emmrich Volkarin, I guess. I'll leave the Hall of Valor for next stream. Let me see. 2 other sources. Continue adventuring until an expert arrives, which is probably Emmrich. Later on. Okay. Time to go meet up with Emmrich, but first I shall go back to the lighthouse to consult with our companions. There could be something. Maybe they've got more quests for us to do next stream. Maybe there are some timed dialogues with them. Minus says, OMG, love that. Qunari are my favorite race in Dragon Age. I was sad when I found out that you cannot be a Qunari in origin, so I chose the human mage. Ooh, that is interesting. If only the 2 earlier titles were easier to play, then I would definitely play them as well. And I would definitely choose a human. Probably a warrior, because I find it easier to play as a warrior. I'd definitely play as a human warrior in both titles if they were easier to play. Maybe one of these days. Maybe we'll find some way to play Dragon Age Origins and 2 one of these days. In the future. Rose says, sorry, I just got back. Thank you so much for watching, Scott. It was so great chatting again, and hope you sleep well and have a great weekend. Oh, nice, Manu, she adds. Mia Eminence on YouTube says, hey everyone, sorry I'm late. Hope everyone is having a good day. Please don't feel the need to apologize, Mia, and welcome to the stream. Please do not apologize. You are always welcome here. How are you doing, Mia? Manu says, hello, how are you? Rose says, hey there, divine grace, Mia. So great to see you again. How's it going? We've got a missive. Thanks from Treviso. Rook. Taya said she could get this to you. I just wanted you to know that thanks to your rescue, I was able to get the supplies from Rivain down into Treviso. We just sprang a large group of prisoners free. Thanks to you and the Lords of Fortune, we had poisons to take out the Antam guard stations, herbs to treat the prisoners' injuries, and gold for the bribes to get them safely out of Treviso. You have to bribe people in Antiva, I guess so. Treviso will be free, and the Antam will regret ever showing their faces here. Yours, Natalia of House Cantori. I'm glad that we managed to help the crows again, and Trevisans, of course. There we go. I don't know what we have to do with this one. I guess we have to go back and go to Minrathous to visit Nev. It's what I'm trying to, what I can glean from this message. But we'll do that after meeting Emmrich. Oh, we are already at the lighthouse. Manny says it would be nice to watch you play Origins. We'll definitely try that. We'll do it. But I might go ahead and play Mass Effect Legendary Edition when we finish Dragon Age: The Veilguard. However long it takes, because I've purchased it, so why not play it? And then we'll see if we can get to play Dragon Age Origins and 2. Dragon Age 2. I hope they're not as hard, because we've watched full playthroughs of them and it kind of looked hard. Origins kind of looked hard, but 2 not too much.
Are you okay, Rook?
Not so much.
You look like you could use a nap.
I wish I could take a nap, Brother Barrack. Is Origins very difficult to play compared to Inquisition? Asked Rose. Manu says it would be nice to watch you play. I've read that, sorry. Let's go ahead and speak with our companions. There could be a couple of time dialogues or side quests that they want us to go to. Or personal quests that they want us to do, rather. I always try to do it in a counterclockwise, or is it a clockwise? I think it's a clockwise direction. Of course, Nev isn't here just yet. Oh! I saw Davern with Asan. My dear Asan. Oh, hello, friends.
If you're looking for the apples, I put them in the kitchen.
I was looking for you, actually.
Drinking
You have a
tea.
job for me?
No. I was just wondering if you were okay in here. We could get you a room. The lighthouse just makes more...
Random.
It's easy to trap Spite in here, and there's snacks, and no view of the Fade. I'm good, Harding.
I love seeing them interact with one another. I feel like that is something that we didn't get to see in Inquisition. Hello, I have truffles
Zahn, you out of your boy?
to feed my baby.
Hi there, boy.
Hugging. So adorable. Can I hug you again? Oh. Head pats. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Kiss, kiss, kiss. Mia says, Manu, hey, I'm doing fine. Just doing some work from home, lol. What about you? And lovely Grey Supreme Rose of the 5th Empire. How are you? And Majesty Bun Cora Von Bun this day. I love those. I love those titles. You are the best when it comes to emotes and titles. And knowledge, of course. We are doing quite well. Thank you for asking. I hope that the work from home isn't too stressful. I feel like we're missing Bellara. Are we missing Bellara? We managed to do a lot yesterday, so I'm proud. I'm very proud. Also, if you haven't, my dear Bunnrings, if you haven't seen my post on YouTube, which I also posted on my socials, our official socials, bunnhop official socials on Blue Sky and on Twitter. I did apologize there for not checking the ads. In the past month, YouTube's our ads, the ad frequency per video, even on live stream VODs.
Does this place have anything on dragons?
Oh, I think I saw something. Let me help you look.
Which, of course, we didn't intend for it to happen. And a friend, two friends actually, they are twins, told us that, yeah, they experienced a lot of trouble watching a recent Ragnarok Online video because of the number of ads. And so I was really surprised. And this was two days ago. It was after our previous Dragon Age: The Veilguard stream. So I decided to check the ads, and yeah, the number of ads placed on each video doubled, basically. They are double the number and frequency of the number of ads that I would want each video to have. And it's YouTube. they just automatically did that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to go through all of those things, all of the videos and live streams that we've had throughout the years, and I will set them to manual ad placement, so that if YouTube decides to further increase the number of ads, then they cannot really do anything about it anymore because it's manually set by us. So if ever you were negatively affected by the number of ads recently in our recent videos and live streams, I do sincerely apologize, and it wasn't something that we wanted to happen. It just so happened, and it seems that it's not just for our YouTube channel, it's also for all YouTube channels who have set their ad placements to automatic. I shall change this to, I think, Davrin and Tosh. There we go. But yeah, TLDR or TLDW, YouTube messed up with ad frequency, or messed with the ad frequency and number, so we had to dial it down manually. Mia says, I agree with Manu, an Origins playthrough would be super fun to watch. I'll try my best. I hope it's not too hard. Manu says, Rose, I would say that the decisions in the game are more difficult than in Inquisition. They are just so hard, but about the gameplay, it's just a little bit more difficult than Inquisition. Not much. Good to hear. I'm very happy to hear that. We'll definitely consider it. Highly, highly, strongly consider it. Rose says, oh, nice. I hope your work is going well and that things aren't stressful. We are all right. Thank you, your divine graceness. And she adds, okay, yeah, the decision must have been stressful to get the outcome you want. When it comes to that, I guess we'll have to look it up. Look up the the choices, because I don't want to make mistakes. Manu says, Mia, I'm pretty good, thank you. Hope you can finish it very soon. And Mia says, thank you, super Manu. And yeah, the decisions in Origins were much more complex. Scary stuff.
To other shores.
I wouldn't want to face another Minrathis versus Treviso without much research. Without prior research, rather. Because that would be shameful. I don't want to have to make mistakes.
So, Tosh, you're the dragon hunter of this outfit.
Yep. And you do monsters.
Seems our work's going to overlap.
No, it's not. I handle dragons. You kill monsters. And darkspawn.
Dragons are monsters.
Agree.
What? No, dragons are natural. Been around longer than we have. Darkspawn and monsters are just Vashidon that came later.
Vashidon!
Fair enough, but I'll handle any archdemons we meet.
Fine. But I get to help.
Calm down, you two. Is this a shadow dragon? No, it's not the shadow dragon. Why do I keep forgetting? This is the shadow dragon wisp. No, there are two of them. Which one is which is which? Oh, the ones that aren't selling anything, right? No, the one that isn't. Oh, the one where you have the option to sell. There we go. Which one give more? Everything just gives 3, so I'll just go ahead and sell them then. All of them. Oh, I like the truffles. I'm not gonna sell the truffles. And Tam would probably be good for, well, for everything anyway. Lords of Fortune, I guess, but okay, I'll just leave that for now. Rivain Moonshine probably for Lords of Fortune, right? I don't know. It's hard to tell. But I'm just gonna keep selling to the Shadow Dragons for now because we need to increase get that faction affinity or faction power up because we suffered a big chunk of it from that choice that we made. A very important choice that we made. So we'll just get the faction power up first, and then after that we'll have to think which faction merchant to sell things to. Oh, okay, we've increased it. We've managed to increase it to 945. It used to be 700 something last stream, if I'm not mistaken. So we're getting there. We just have to keep going and reach this point, the second level. Manu says no need to apologize for that. The situation is understandable. Lately, the number of ads has increased for all channels on YouTube, and the purple YouTube. Is the purple YouTube Twitch? I guess. But yeah, I don't know what's going on. Could be corporate greed. It could be the economy. Sadly, I'm not an economist. I am more of a political commentator. That is my background. I'm a political analyst, international affairs analyst, and a writer, and also, so I feel more comfortable based on my background to commentate or to analyze political stuff and sociological, anthropological stuff, because that is my educational background. And I'm not an economist, so I cannot really speak for that. But I really wish that they didn't have to do that, you know. Too many ads. That definitely is a sign of the necropolis. Rose says it's sad that YouTube just increased it without not notifying us about it. They try to place way too many ads. That's true. The team enters the mysterious Grand Necropolis to recruit Fate expert Emmrich Volkarin, but evil mages have plans of their own. Let me see. I feel like if we're gonna talk about the Fate and spirits and all of that, I would definitely want Belara with me, because she has the most experience with the Fate and spirits. Well, we'll have to do this. Let's go. I'm so excited to meet Emmrich Volkarin. What an interesting name as well. So here is the part of the stream that actually is living up to its title. We spent 2 hours, over 2 hours, just doing random stuff in Rivain Coast, or on the coast of Rivain.
But no sign of the professor.
Professor Volkarin?
I hope he's here and that he doesn't mind us disturbing him. He is a senior necromancer. I don't... Oh!
Ooh, is that him? He's rousing up the dead, I guess. Oh no. Oh no. Oh. Okay. I guess they are just mining.
Visitors! What a marvelous surprise! Any trouble with the lift? Our last guests were stuck for hours. Poor souls.
I don't think you're Emmrich.
Oh.
Oh, there we go.
Professor Emmrich Volkarin of the Mourn Watch.
Hello, Professor. We've never met. Well, in person, but I'm
glad I brought Belara with me.
My dear girl, what a pleasure. Surely you didn't come all this way just to see me.
Actually, we did. You see, we need a Fade expert.
Amrock.
Charmed.
Neat skull helmet. Nice and cordial. Neat skull helmet.
I like that bit with the flaming skull.
It's nothing, really. Just an evocation of the flame of the last steps.
Looks great.
Thank you. You know, I'm never quite sure how these spells strike someone from outside Nevarra.
Oh no. I don't think that's something you had planned.
I'd be pleased to continue our conversation after I tend to some small business here.
Small? That sounded big, Emmrich.
I must investigate.
Would you two mind accompanying me further into the shrouded halls?
Not at all,
For
Professor.
that screaming?
Something's gone awry in this part of the necropolis, Rook. The dead stir more easily than they should.
Okay. Now we have finally met Professor Emmrich Volkarin. Our team is finally complete. He reminds me of Disney characters. I don't know. For some reason. But he is quite interesting indeed. I am interested in getting to know him a bit more. Oh, glad that we came here. Aurum Profundus. I've been reading old Vestalis Pentagast. Ooh, that's a very familiar surname. Duties of the Prelate of the Grand Necropolis. Its reputation for dry moralizing is far overblown, in my opinion. Vestalis is simply invested with a profound sensitivity towards the history of our work. His encapsulation of the properties of gold, for example. Gold is the eternal metal and the sun beneath our vaults. It was first worked by our ancestors in tribute to the dead, and only Nevarra appreciates its sacred inner nature. Silver will tarnish, copper corrode, and iron rust. Gold endures as our dead endure, and will ever adorn the inhabitants of the necropolis. From Emmrich's diary. I guess he doesn't like Vestalis Pentagast writings, but I do agree with Vestalis, though. Gold is something else. I love gold. Thank you for the bun hype emotes, Rose. I'm glad we came all the way here. All the way back. Because otherwise we would have missed that. Everything's green. Manon says, OMG, what an entrance. I'm kind of liking him. He is definitely interesting. I love how courteous and polite he is, but also grand and, you know, elegant, sophisticated. I love that. I don't know why he's making the dead mine. But I guess it's part of his style.
I've never seen anything like this.
Green and spoopy. Very Halloween-y. I love it. I wish we were playing this when it came out during the Halloween season. We were too busy with Dragon Age Inquisition. We were still playing Inquisition back then, and this was in 2024. A long time ago. 2 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. We weren't even halfway through Inquisition when it came out. Mia says he definitely gives super Disney vibes. I know. And I guess some people might not like that, but I love it. I definitely do. I still don't know who to romance because I like him. I don't know if I like him as a romantic partner, but definitely want to be closer to him as a friend. He feels like someone who likes the finer things in life, which I can agree with.
Strange. These halls should be under the protection of the bell.
What bell? What bell? Jan Bell, one of my favorite creators. One of my favorite people in the world. Or is it Art Bell from Coast to Coast?
Is that a despair demon?
Fascinating, isn't it? They shouldn't be able to breach the shrouded halls at all.
They should.
Take your word for it.
So what's happening? I guess this could also be the effect of Gillenane and Elgar'nan being
it's
let out
vital
in
we
the,
discover
into the
why
world.
that spirit manifested here.
Lead the way, Professor.
You definitely gives Zaddy vibes. Let me see. Yeah, true, says Rose. And Soap McStavish on YouTube says, Emmrich! Hey, Soap! Welcome back to the stream. How are you doing? Hope you've had lunch already. And that you are feeling better. The Rose also has a cold. And she's been sneezing and what do you call that? Blowing her nose. I feel really bad, but I thought that she already felt better because we ate some soup last night. But I shall take care of Rose after this stream. I hope you are feeling better yourself, Soap. Soap says hi. Yeah, I loved him as a friend, says Mia. So even if our bunnrings don't pick him as a romance option, I will still love him as a friend. A close confidant. Manu says 3 years ago I started to watch you near the end of Inquisition, but gosh, still it's kind of a time ago. I think it was 2024, which was the year when Dragon Age of Veilguard came out. And yes, I think, if I'm not mistaken, you wandered into the retro realm of bunnhop for the first time last year in 2025. If I'm not mistaken, around June. Manu, I do remember that, and you have always been a welcome addition to our Buddy Brigade team. Thank you for leading the way, Professor. Let me see. We haven't really missed anything.
Someone's barred the door and chained the sunken star.
There's undead here.
Why does
We may need to defend ourselves depending on their condition.
Why does it look strikingly familiar to me? It looks like ESO's tutorial area when you're stuck in the in Cold Harbor and you're trying to, you know,
Haven't fought undead in a while.
There's no reaching
out
these. They're mindless.
What is that?
I'm afraid sometimes the weaker dead work themselves into frenzies. Poor things.
Oh no.
Took them down clean.
Turn around!
Turn around? I'm alright. But thank you for the assist.
Fantastic rope!
Oh.
I must free that bell.
Okay.
Need some help?
Thank you. The star, the bell, can banish these despair spirits if we unchain it.
That's good. I wonder who chained it then. Sorry, who unchained it? Who freed it? That is no longer accessible. We've got a chest over here. You missed the loot box, lol, did I? Oh no. Thank you, Mia. Did I miss anything? I guess I did. Did I? Did I miss treasure? Maybe I did. Whoops. Well, if I did, we'll just go back, you know, off stream and redo this entire thing off stream so that we can go back to it. But thank you, Mia. Mia says the one the demon dropped when Valiant Bunnhopius slayed him. Oh, really? I guess I'll see that. I'll take a look at that after the stream. Thank you. And thank you for the shout out for Soap_McStavish's channel on Twitch. And on YouTube as well. Rose did a shout out for Soap's channels. Twitch channel. There we go. Rose says, oh yeah, true. It does look like Cold Harbor but green instead of blue. Mana says, oh, thank you, Bun, for those sweet and kind words. No problem at all. I am here to delight everyone with friendly and courteous conversations and positivity. But thank you for that, Mia. I'll go back off stream to make sure we don't miss that. I'm glad we did a hard save, if I'm not mistaken, so we can easily do that. Let's go! Soap on Twitch says, Rose, good. I'm about to go out for a walk in a couple of hours. I hope you enjoy your walk, Soap.
We'll need a wisp to unseal the doors leading out. Could you please find one and bring it here?
No problem.
Okay. How?
Give your greetings, and the wisp will follow.
Greetings. We have to greet the wisp. There we go.
Hello.
Hello.
Wisps are the simplest of spirits, but quite helpful. Bring the wisp here, and we can unseal the doors.
Yeah, the doors are still sealed with red lyrium. Rose on Twitch says, Soap, I hope you're feeling better from your cold. I hope you enjoy your walk too.
Doors open. Where to now?
This should lead us to the upper chambers, where we can free the bell.
there's someone I'd like to consult with on the way.
All right. A friend, perhaps. Maybe a spirit? The Path of Sighs. That one is still sealed with a red lyrium. Red lyrium.
I hope we can help here, Professor.
You already have, Bellara. And it's just Emmrich. Please.
Great, Professor.
I assume your visit has to do with recent upheavals we've sensed in the Fae?
He said Emmrich, though.
Oh, just a little. Watch ahead.
It also reminds me of burial areas in Morrowind, where they keep their dead, their necropolis.
Good work, Rook.
I wouldn't call it a necropolis, but their ancestor burial chambers, I guess. Ancestral burial chambers.
Ranged incoming.
Thank you, my dear. I don't know, my dear Bunnrings. Do you think we should romance Emmrich? Who do you think we should romance? This playthrough.
Nice one, Professor. Oh, I mean, Emmrich.
Bellara. Oh, I guess that was the loot box that you were talking about, Mia. Something like that. We'll see.
It's over.
I'll have to look back. It is over. I have to go redo this part off stream to see if it's a huge loot box. Because if it is, then it's worth going back and looting it. Why are we even doing all this? Because, you know, it feels disrespectful towards the dead. Oh, do we need a wisp for that? Because I don't think...
Can't do this without a wisp.
There we go. Let's go ahead and try to find one. Wisps, wisps, wisp, wisp, wisp. Where can I find a wisp? Where can I find one? Oh! There we go. Stone Song. Thank you, Harding. Our companion's always helping us across the page. I'm happy.
This
Ooh.
magic, it drains everything around it.
It does.
Echoes of the despair spirits. Misery devouring itself. We should keep our distance. If provoked, these manifestations will shatter.
That's another chest inside that. Okay, we have to keep our distance from the despair spirits thingy. Okay, we'll do our best. I don't know just yet how to get to that chest. Or maybe this is a place that we can once again visit after recruiting Emmrich. So, just without spoiling it too much, I love the Emmrich romance, not only for how it played out, but also because of it touching on vulnerable topics, especially on Emmrich's side. Really made me love his character. Ooh. That's interesting. It's interesting indeed. I'll consider that. Ancient illustration. These stylized symbols represent the forking of thought, consciousness, will, finality, and time. All favorite subjects of Nevarra's greatest necromancer philosophers. Rose says soap. Oh, really? Really look forward to getting to know him better. He really seems like an interesting person. Probably one of the most interesting ones. We haven't really met any necromancer, any Nevarran necromancer in the past. In the previous titles, so we know a lot about Grey Wardens, for example, from the previous games. We know about the Qunari. We've had Qunari companions in the past as well. We do know about daily shelves. We've had daily shelf companions in the past games as well, but never a necromancer from Nevarra. So that's why I think that Emmrich here is quite unique and probably the most interesting. Precious Decay, a rare ring for us. We've had dwarven companions in the past as well, including my brother Varric. And now we've got Harding. Manu says, kind of difficult. I remember that you romanced Josephine in Inquisition, so someone that is kind of have that elegant aura as Emmrich, Nev, or Lucanus. I agree. Thank you for the suggestion, Manu. I do agree that... Ooh, there is still that particular area here, but I think it's blocked off. There's also that chest over there, and it's blocked off as well. I do love more elegant auras. Nev is indeed elegant. Emmrich as well. And Lucanus. We'll see.
Can't do this without a wisp. This is locked
It depends on the pole.
I didn't see any
public
wisps
pole.
around.
Then I shall call for aid.
Thank you, Emmrich. We need 3 wisps, I guess. Do your thing. Do your thing.
They've answered. We'll need to guide the wisps who've just arrived to the door.
Alright. Let's go. Let's take the farthest one first. Mia on YouTube says Manu 100%. I'm glad that Mia's
Those wisps
seconds
really
the motion.
came just because you asked.
They care for us, Rook. Our ever-loyal friends amongst the dead.
Good to hear. Wisps seem to be very friendly. I don't know why they tend to gather around Nev. Oh, 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 oh. There we go. That was the farthest one, if I'm not mistaken. The rest will be easier. And I'm interested
Here's our second wisp.
in learning more about
These are
wisps.
way different than some of the wisps in Arlethan.
Because
I
I
should
feel
like to
like
meet some one day.
this is the first
I don't know,
game.
Professor. Your wisps
The past
seem
wisp.
less dangerous.
This might be the first game where we encounter wisps. I guess? I'm not entirely sure. Do we have to climb over there to get there safely, I guess? Okay.
There.
Strange. This door shouldn't be here.
Shouldn't it?
The necropolis rearranges itself every so often.
Like the Arlethan Forest, I guess? Do we go this way? Climb up? I don't know. Oh, we managed to. Okay, we managed to do it without having to climb up. No! Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's. Please. I don't want to have to redo that. There we go! We did it! We can now open the
Well done.
door.
Past these chambers, we'll find some assistance with reaching the bell.
Good.
Despair is far more pervasive than I'd thought. We must stop who's ever drawing these spirits here, Rook.
You think a person's behind all the despair demons?
Oh yes. Mortals are their prime attraction.
I can see why. Soap says Rose, he is very interesting. Even Davrin's one was fun. Oh, Davrin's romance was fun as well. I think Lucanus's romance is the one that a lot of people found a bit on the disappointing side, if I'm not mistaken, from social media posts that I've read. So maybe we probably shouldn't do a Lucanus romance. Maybe. I'm not sure. It depends on the poll. But even if the public, even if our dear bunnrings end up you know, what do you call that? Choosing Lucanus. I'll also have to keep in mind the fact that a lot of people are disappointed with the Lucanus romance. So we might not do a Lucanus romance. We'll see. I'll have to consult with all my bunnrings.
Nice work.
There we go. Better.
Finish them now.
Mine says Mia and Rose, thank you, no problem. Rose on tricks of soap. Oh, interesting. Davin seems to be too tough, but it's interesting to hear that he was a fun romance too. Maybe he softens up, which would be great. Lots of sand here. Don't you make your spirits clean this mess, Emmrich? Ooh, that led to our immediate death. I wish that... I don't know. I hope that that wasn't an agonizing death. Every time we drown, I hope it wasn't agonizing. It's so sad that our rook cannot survive in the water. That is a big disappointment. But I feel like all the other... in all the other titles, we also cannot swim. Oops. My earbuds. But I think it can still go on for a couple more minutes. What do you call that? Oops, sorry about that. Did that summon enemies? We can do this. We can do this. Mani says, even though I love Dorian, I can't remember if he's a necromancer or blood mage.
Their source is near the bell you saw earlier.
If he is a blood
Ringing
mage,
it
Emmrich
will
is the first
banish them,
necromancer
but we
companion.
must find who lured them there in the first place.
Oh yeah, that is right. I feel like I don't know if he's... I don't think Dorian is a blood mage, is he? I don't think so. Is he considered a necromancer? Rose says, I think Dorian didn't like blood magic. Maybe his family were blood mages. That's true. Mia says Dorian was a necromancer, but if you read his special short story about his father's death, it just revealed he knows blood magic too. I see. So I guess this is Emmrich isn't the first necromancer companion. He's just the first necromancer Nevarran companion, who's a member of the Mourn Watch, I guess. Thank you for the correction. I didn't realize that Dorian was a necromancer. I thought he was just like a regular mage. Just a regular guy. There are a few chests that we've yet to open. I hope we can come back here. I feel like this could be like the Arlethan Forest.
Tell me, Rook,
and Minrathis and Treviso and Rivain Coast.
I grew up in Tevinter.
Our cousins in Magecraft to the north. You must tell me about your journeys once we're above ground.
Oh. Cousins in Magecraft, I like that. Tevinter, our cousins in Magecraft. He is so eloquent and articulate. I love that. Ooh. We missed a chest over there. How did that happen? How did that happen? Oops. Oh, can we go up through here? Interesting, says Rose. And she also... sorry, Manu says, Mia, I see. Thank you. How do I get up? How do I get up and go to that other side? I guess there is a way up there. Okay. Let's just follow follow. If my earbuds, my Beat Studio buds die, it'll be fine. The game sounds will just come out of of the speaker. It'll be okay. Oh, there we go. Didn't see that. We might miss out on loot or readables if we hadn't done that. No problem, Manu, says Mia on YouTube. Anything interesting up here? Just another path. I could see a chest. I love a good loot. It almost fell down. And that just leads to... Okay, that's it. There's that chest over there. Ladder. I don't have a need for a ladder, so I can do it by myself. Oh, here. Boop boop. That's not the chest that we wanted, though. Ooh, plus 50 caretaker power. Oh, another codex entry. Voluminous notes. Voluminous notes. Long sought notes of one of Nevarra's most famous spirit summoners. Some whisper that Eglantine Feldevar still wanders the fade, though she died 60 years ago. What an interesting name. What an interesting name. I guess we cannot go that way. We cannot climb from here either. So maybe it's something that we can go back to once we have access to those places, I guess. Once we have fully recruited Emmrich, maybe. Let's go open it up.
Ah, here we are. This is where we'll learn who summoned these despair spirits.
There we go.
But how?
You must open yourself to possibilities while in the necropolis. Would you mind lighting those braziers, Rook?
Sure. Let me just read this entry. Optimistic plaque, a home in life, a birth in death, a house of many mansions. Tiny loots in nooks and crannies. So we've got a couple of braziers to light here. Is it some sort of a puzzle, Emmrich? Do we need to do it in order? I first want to loot the place so we don't lose out on loot. And I also want to read the instructions. There is another one over here. Judgment lies with the dead. What does that say there in the beginning? Menacing plaque. The other one was optimistic, and this one here is menacing. So, where do we start?
This should unseal our final pass to the bell. It's best we unchain it quickly.
What's it do exactly?
The sunken star will drive away despair. Any malicious spirit that hears the tolling of the bell will be banished to the Fade.
Oh, that'd be helpful in Arlethan, but I bet it only works here, doesn't it?
Quite correct. The bell would be inert, outside the necropolis.
Okay.
Still, I bet the principles could be replicated.
I wish. I hope so too, Valara. Is there a way? Maybe she will try to find a way, because that's what she does. She loves tinkering. So this is not in specific order, I guess.
Excellent. Approach the body and we'll begin.
Ooh, summoning.
By seal and flame, who brought despair in our midst?
Is
Despair!
he okay?
Who brought it here?
Oh no. I knew it.
The Venatori. Of course. This way, please.
Let's go.
What did you just do?
The colloquial term is corpse whispering, a gift that manifested with my magic.
Oh, wow.
Let's see if we missed out on anything. There are a couple of chests.
That's amazing.
Honestly, I've no idea how the other Watchers navigate the necropolis without it.
Is it this way? There are 2 chests outside. But I feel like both chests are guarded somehow and will open up to us after we have fully recruited Emmrich. So we'll just go ahead. Okay. What do I need
a
to
wisp.
do? Wisp. There we go. That wisp over there. Alright, I'm ready, Emmrich.
Shh, think I hear someone.
This map is useless. We wasted 3 slaves in those traps. If that hand of glory burns down, so don't dawdle.
Surprise! Here I am. Surprise, surprise, Venatori. Surprise, 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 surprise.
Found this Venatori.
They have no place in these halls.
Grave robbers. We've got grave robbers in the necropolis. Thank you, Emmrich. Stop failing, fools.
Nice one, Rook.
I'll steal that phrase. Stop failing, fool.
Put them down! Spectacular rope!
Thank you.
What are the Venatori after? Gold? Artifacts?
Raw magic. Their first envoys were obsessed with gathering power for some new masters.
Ah, I'll fill you in on them later.
It's sad that he doesn't know about them. Gillinane. And Elgarnon. I guess it's locked from the other side. Okay, I cannot go there just yet. But we shall be able to find a different path to take. We'll just have to find it. This area is so macabre. We rolled and jumped at the same time. That's funny. We roll jump. Roll jumped. Let's be that way.
Take the last blow. Knew you could do it, Rook.
Thank you, my friend. You just failed. I didn't try too hard.
Well, down one more despair demon. That's the last of them.
I see someone by the crates.
You do?
I don't think they're Venatori.
I want to see. I want to see. Is that a readable?
This looks interesting.
A spirit labyrinth? I didn't know they'd learn to make miniature ones into
Spirit
Vinter.
labyrinth. What is it for? Enlighten us further, Emmrich. Scrawled a note, gone to the upper chambers to investigate a noise. With luck, it's only one of those lumbering Nevarran corpses. What a sight. Throw my body to the flames like we do in the rest of the civilized world. Oh no. He doesn't want to be buried, that Venatori. He wants to be
What's
that
this?
called? Cremated.
A vessel to store the magic the Venatori intended to siphon away from us.
I see. A vessel.
Hello? Did the Venatori bring you here?
They said I'd spilled the wine too many times. That I'd be a better sacrifice than slave.
No.
You are in Nevarra, sir. There are no slaves on our soil.
Yes.
Please remain here. After we've seen to the rest of the Venatori, I'll send for someone to escort you above.
That's right.
All right.
You're safe now, mister.
Those Venatori dragged that man down here just to die.
The Watchers will shelter him. We'll inquire if he has any family in Minrathous.
I know people in Minrathous who would help with that. Just say the word.
Thank you.
There we
We'd
go.
welcome the assistance. As for the Venatori, what remains of them will be put to work.
Oh yes. Make their skeletons work for the necropolis, Emmrich. That is a good afterlife for them. That's what they deserve.
The Sunken Star can help us if we break the Venatori's chains.
We'll do
Right.
just that. Let's go. Oh, by the way, our upcoming Ragnarok Online Lore video is up and ready to be premiered this Saturday. Saturday night. Midnight Eastern time, so that's Sunday morning. Midnight. How do you say that? 12 midnight on a Sunday. And then that's 9 p.m. Pacific, if I'm not mistaken. There we go. One red lyrium thing.
There's
down.
one chain.
Excellent.
The bell is sounding.
Guests!
Kill them all, but save the limbs.
You're not gonna get any of my limbs, you weirdo. You're not commanding anyone. Mia's eternal corpse twerking as punishment for the Venatori is crazy. Oh, twerking. Eternal corpse twerking. Instead of working, it's twerking. I mean, it's fun. Twerking is always fun, and it's good exercise for them.
You got them.
There we go. The bell is ringing, I guess. Yay! I'm so glad at the end of the stream, our team will have been complete. So there we go. It only took us 18 streams to do that. It's a very chill place.
That's the last chain.
We must return to the lower level to ring the bell.
Ring my bell. Ring my bell. My bell. Let's go ahead and jump down. That one is still protected. Let's see if there is any red Illyrium that is unsealed or unprotected. I thought lowering down the bell or the chain, removing the chains rather from the bell would have unsealed these, but I guess not. I guess not. I'm looking around and I am not seeing any unsealed crystal that I can attack. I may be wrong, but I cannot see them as at the moment.
Be ready. The ritual to wake the bell will draw Despair's attention.
And any more Venatori.
All right.
I'll need you to keep them occupied while I work.
Sure thing. Manu says, unfortunately, I have to go. It was a pleasure. Good night, Bun, and everyone. Good night, Manu. Thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you for keeping us company, and I hope you have a good night's sleep. Sweet dreams, Manu, and I hope you get a refreshing sleep enough to give you to energize you for another day. Mia says good night, Manu. And
Venatori
says,
brought demons.
Good night.
I am made strong.
Rose says, alright, Manu, thank you so much for watching. It was so great chatting again. I hope you have a good night, week, and weekend.
How are we doing,
care.
Emmrich?
The bell is slowly wakening, but we must fight a little longer.
What is happening to our graphics? Graphical anomalies, my dear baby friend.
A fine hit through.
Thank you, Emmrich. Big one. Demon. Rose says, thank you for such a chat again. You have a nice week. I hope you enjoyed tonight's stream, Manu. And our adventures back on Rivain Coast. And also our meeting, first meeting with Emmrich.
We're halfway there.
Burning.
Finish them off.
You got a staggered guy here. But, sorry, Mama says, Vaughn, thank you very much. I hope that you can have a nice rest too. Thank you. I'll try my best. I still have to work on the subtitles for the next Ragnarok Online lore video premiering Saturday night. And then I'll have to work on it. Manually setting up ad placements for each of the videos. Survive until the bell rings. But I'm pretty sure I'll have the time to do it in a couple of... Thank you so much for your kind words.
Behind you!
Behind you?
Emmrich, now what?
Now, the grand necropolis shows itself!
Let's go! Woohoo!
Those despair demons are just gone.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive.
Thank you, but come, let's ensure these cultists didn't leave anything dangerous behind. I'll ask our attendants to gather their bodies later, of course.
Okay. Ooh, we've got a stave for Emmrich. Any other chests before we move on? I don't think I see anything. These things are just oh, graphics. I think they're just still sealed. They're still sealed. All right, where do we go? Over here.
And this is a severed hand.
It can't be. A hand of glory?
What does that
the
mean?
Venatori should never have this. I must find out where it came from.
What is a hand of glory? Search the equipment. Drive out the Venatori. Now we have to speak with Emmrich to leave. Okay, I'll do a quick run around this area. Ooh, that graphical glitch there. Scary stuff. But I think they are all still sealed. We'll probably have to come back here after we recruited him. Okay, that's enough. Let's go speak with him now.
Let me know when you'd like to return to the chambers above.
Let's go. What does he say when we say not yet?
Let me take one last look around.
I think I'm okay, right? There are just a couple of things that we really cannot access at the moment, so we cannot loot those chests. So we have no choice but to just go back up.
Shall we depart?
Let's get back to the lighthouse.
You can tell me why you've sought out a Fade expert on the way?
Sure. Sure thing.
I know, it's a lot. But I swear we've seen the blighted elven gods ourselves.
It would explain recent oniric disruptions.
Oh, this guy again.
At the least, the implications of what Rook's witnessed are... Ah, thank you, Manfred.
Oh, adorable. Tea, that's so nice.
No one ever brings me tea after I slog through a haunted crypt.
My assistant, Manfred. Always thoughtful.
A butler.
You spoke of danger to the Fae.
All caps.
The elven gods plan to tear it wide open to get to the blight. And they've already messed with it. Demons, tears in reality. Our team needs a Fade expert.
Yeah.
Many watchers never depart Nevarra. But with events so dire...
I'd be delighted to assist.
There we go.
It has been many years since you left us.
Well, yes, but elven gods, ancient magics. I couldn't bear miss this. Besides, I've spent my life exploring the Fade and speaking to spirits. If Rook needs an expert, none are better qualified than I.
He's eager to help. I'm happy. Just keep the necromancy safe. Glad to have you in fight. Promise you'll bring Manfred. Promise you'll bring Manfred.
Only if your assistant's coming.
Manfred? But of course.
Welcome aboard.
Wonderful. I'll gather my things. Come, Manfred.
Oh, he's happy.
The Grand Necropolis was at peace again, and Emmrich was off to a new adventure. But in Nevarra, nothing stays down for long.
It's always so ominous when Brother Varric
The
comes to
Venatori had
narrate.
unearthed something no one should have, and delivered it to the worst possible person.
Is that?
Emmrich's
No, that's
journey
not Gilliman.
would
No, it's
soon
not.
bring him face to face with the gloaming lantern.
That sounds like Mythal, but I don't think it's Mythal. Oh, it's oh no, really? Is it really gonna be her? Really? Are we correct
What
in
the
assuming it's
Venatori
her?
ultimately intended with their incursions into the necropolis worries me. Whether or not it was directed by the gods, the timing serves them well. Chaos, I fear, is their ally.
That's what Solus
With
told
this,
us.
Demeter's Crossing and the Blighted Dragons, and everything else we're all dealing with, feels like we're at war. A lot of little wars.
Manu says, Rose, thank you. It was a pleasure to chat again with you. Have a nice week. You too, Manu. Oh yeah, I did read that. I'm sorry. Mia says, love Manfred and Vorgoth. They are the best. Still holding the tea, says Rose. Manfred, says Rose. And Soap says, we love Manfred. Manfred is the best. Manfred and Asan should be best friends. I love his little noises, says Mia. He seemed very excited. Oh no, the graphics. The gods move fast, that's reassuring. Ooh, so we fight back.
They want
Cash
a war?
approves.
We'll damn well give them one.
You need an army to fight a war, though. They've got two. The Venatori and Antam wasted no time allying themselves with the gods. Power at any
Flemeth.
cost.
So
I
how
think
do
it
we
was
fight back
Flemeth,
then?
right?
We don't have an army, but we do have allies. Like the Veil Jumpers.
After Demeter's Crossing, it's personal for
Oh, hey.
them.
Farrah.
The Crows. particularly after we helped save their city.
Thea and Viago know what is owed. They will make good on that debt.
There we go.
Also, Lady Morrigan requested a meeting
She
at the
did?
Cobbled Swan in Minrathous.
Well, we'll go.
Could
we'll
she
go
have
back to
found some
Minrathous
trace of the
tomorrow.
gods?
Probably. Morrigan doesn't visit crowded taverns for fun.
Yeah, she wouldn't.
I
do
also
that
heard from
for
Grey
fun.
Wardens out in the Hossberg wetlands. Antoine and Evka. Something strange is happening with the Blight there.
Okay.
I bet it involves the gods.
All right, let's go ask. How's the first warden? That annoying.
The first
a-hole.
warden didn't seem impressed the last time we met.
I heard he told you to piss up a rope.
Will he be in the wetlands?
I don't keep track. But he can't stop you from asking a few questions, if we're fast enough.
All right. Rose says maybe. Yay, Varric is healing. Good to see him healing. Any specifics?
Any details on the blight in the wetlands?
Antoine said he didn't write it down.
Why not?
Either he didn't trust someone else wouldn't read the note.
There we go. That's
or he
probably
didn't want us to panic.
good a lead as we've got. Thanks,
Gillian
Dabber.
has laid low since we hurt her dragon, but the blight spreads rot wherever the gods go.
And no one's better at tracking blight than wardens.
Right.
Morrigan and those wardens feel like our best leads on finding
Those
the
are our
gods.
next steps.
Are they really gods? Or just ancient mages? It's not clear.
They're gods. Or the closest damn thing to them.
Oh, Nev's
Nev,
back.
You're back.
Hey.
Yeah, I am.
Glad you're back.
Good to have you back. This is Professor Emmrich Volkarin, our fate expert, and Tosh, our dragon hunter. They joined while you were away.
Hey.
Charmed.
That's it?
Right. Not everyone has met.
I wonder what would
So
have
you're a
happened if
dragon
we went to
hunter?
Minrathous.
Minrathous could have used you.
What's going on?
Back home, what isn't?
We'll try that
Look,
off stream.
You made an impossible call without enough information. I get it. It's the corner the gods put us in.
I'm glad Nev is no
It
longer
just-
angry with us.
Might take time to shake off.
All right.
You are back though, right?
Yeah, Belle. I'm back.
I'm going to check Minrathous out off stream, and if I find anything worth mentioning, I'll make a chill play extra. Before we re-recruit Emmrich, because I feel like, you know, I wonder if Nev has something to say if we went back to Minrathous first before and visited her there before we before she came back. Right after we recruited Emmrich. I appreciate it.
Good
Emmrich
to have you
approves.
back, whatever the circumstances. Everyone needs to be a part of this. That's the only way we'll win.
After what happened to Minrathous, I've got even more reason to go after the gods.
Right, that's true.
If anyone's got a shot at this, it's the people here.
Let's go, team.
I'm still on the job. Count on it.
Yay,
Great.
good to hear that.
Let's follow up on some leads.
I'll let Lady Morrigan know we're ready to meet.
I'll send word to Antoine and Evka. They're holed up in a town called Lavendel.
Lavender.
Everyone else should rest up. Be ready to
Lavender.
move when I call.
Rest up, folks. I love
Never
how
easy,
Nev's
is it,
hair
kid?
just
What do you mean?
went
Making
like,
the big choices, then living with the consequences.
Thanks, brother Varric. Haven't had much training. Someone has to. Shouldn't be easy.
I don't think it ever should be easy. As soon as it gets easy, you're not the right person to make those decisions.
Agree.
It needs to be hard. That's how you know you're taking it seriously.
And that's why I recruited you, Rook.
Thank you,
You get
brother.
that. Not everyone does. Anyway, you've got a meeting with Morrigan to attend, and dealing with whatever the wardens found. All this chatting is taking it out of me. Think I'll rest for a bit.
Really, you're tired
Good work,
again?
Rook.
I thought you were.
You'll
healing.
find your way through this. I know it.
Okay. Okay. He is still limping a bit. Mia says, girl, bye. Why should a team of 6 people be responsible for defending the largest, strongest city in Thedas? Be for real, Nev, lol. I agree. I agree. she basically almost threw a tantrum the first time. She got so angry. But when she realized that some of our friends in Minrathous are still alive, you know, and after she had some time off, she realized that she should be. But yeah, that is true. Why should it be us? Why can't you blame the Magisters? The Archon himself, right? Quest complete. The where the dead must go. Drawing on his necromantic powers, Emmrich banished the spear demons infesting the shrouded halls and drove out the invading Venatori. Learning that malevolent ancient gods are causing chaos in the Fade, the professor joined the team to help stop these mythical threats to creation. Unbeknownst to him, the Venatori plot is the beginning of a chain of events that will lead Emmrich to a dark figure from his past. Scary. Nev is hardened. After experiencing the Blighted Dragon attack in Minrathous, Nev is less trusting and more self-reliant. Her damaging abilities are increased, but she will no longer use supportive abilities, and relationship progress is slowed. Oh no! Part 7, Firefeather and Fade. We've got a lot of graphical anomalies happening. New exploration level unlocked, Hosberg Wetlands. A new exploration level is available. Return to this location via the world map or through the crossroads of Eluvian to explore and complete additional quests. Caretaker as well is contacting us. Book club notes. Notes for our first is that it? Note for our first book club meeting. Attending Emmrich, Bellara, Harding, Nev. Only the 4 of them. I guess Davrin, Lucanus, and Tosh don't like to read. Book The Hallowed Halls by Marcellus Ingenvinus, chosen by Bellara. Notes taken by Bellara. She made her own book club. Notes. Emmrich, frustrated that book was not accurate about how undead actually work, agreed that the romance subplot had the pleasing air of a classic tragedy. Nev, pretty sure that the book was based on one of her old cases, refused to elaborate further on the romance subplot. Harding felt it was too long and lacked excitement, kept scowling and asking, "Where's the blood?" Or Harding, wow. Bellara, me, enjoyed that enemies to lovers featured heavily in story. Found undead a little creepy. I guess Bellara really loves romance subplots in these novels. We roll dice to decide, and Harding is the next person to choose a book. Good to hear that they are having fun and building rapport with one another. This is not a good place to end the stream. That graphical anomaly there. Okay, oh, it followed us here. But we will be ending the stream here. We've gone more than an hour over time. But like I said, we are progressing through the plot. I'm very happy. What I'm going to do off stream is to go to Minrathous to check if there are any interesting dialogue, especially with Nev. Or better yet, what we can do is that next stream we will go back to our previous save just before we went to the Necropolis to recruit Emmrich. And then we'll see if there are any unique dialogues, especially with Nev, if we went back to Minrathous, as well as the Shadow Dragons. And then also we'll try to go around like the Arlathan Forest. Now that we have Tosh as well, Tosh can open previously inaccessible places for us with their Gatlock barrel abilities, fire breathing abilities, and all of their other abilities. So we'll have to, after checking out Minrathous next stream, which will be Monday night next week, we'll also visit the Arlathan Forest, Treviso, and we've gone around Rivain Coast, so that's okay. So we'll do Minrathous, Arlathan Forest, and Treviso, if I'm not mistaken. Is there anything? Can we visit Weishaupt before all this? Yanderfels? Maybe we'll try that as well. We can also do the Hall of Valor quests. And then once all of that is done, that might take maybe a stream or two. I'll redo the Emmrich recruitment quest off stream, and then the Nevarra Necropolis, and then maybe by the week after next we would have come back to this. We would have caught up to this part where we have to decide whether or not we should go to help the Grey Wardens first in the Hossberg wetlands, or meet up with Morgan to hear about her lead. This one still doesn't have anything. It's not yet fully accessible. That is a side quest in the Hossberg wetlands. That is another side quest over there. That's not something we can do just now. And that's something that we will do next stream. Okay, so I guess that's it. That is the plan. We'll go back next stream to our previous save just before we met Emmrich. We'll visit Minrathous. We'll visit the what do you call it? The Arlington Forest, then Treviso, and if we can do Anderfalls, we'll also do that. I can't remember if you are able to visit the Anderfalls. I don't think you are able to, or before you meet Emmrich, before you reach this part of the main story. But we'll also do Hall of Valor, because we finished almost everything in Rivain Coast. So there's that. And then I'll do the recruitment for Emmrich off stream again. And then, yeah, by Monday night, the week after next, maybe we'll be done. And we'll have caught up. So next week will be more like retracing steps and going adventuring in all the different countries and cities that we have access to. I hope we are able to do that all on Monday night. So maybe Wednesday night we can come back to this part of the game already. We would have caught up. We'll do our best. Let me see. Mia says Rose. She's blaming Cora Van der Rook. Like Minrathous doesn't have a whole empire to defend it. I know. The Tevinter Empire. I don't know why she was so sensitive about it, but I understand as well. I guess she thought that as I am also a member of the Shadow Dragons, that I would prioritize my team, or rather my Shadow Dragons faction. Rose says exactly, she should just be mad at the Venatori and main antagonist, not us. I know, I wish. I definitely wish she had the wisdom to do that, but she had the audacity to almost throw a tantrum. Rose says 100%. Thank you everyone for watching. My Beat Studio buds have powered down just in time. But we will be presenting our Japanese word of the day. That's what we are going to do now. If I can get my BGM ready. Yeah, now I am playing it through the speakers. I hope you can still hear it well. They power my earphones power down at the exact time, the right time. We are about to end the stream. I'm so happy. I'm proud of it. Our Japanese word of the day is rather simple. It's a noun, and it is bungaku, which is the Japanese word for literature. So if you are into literature, maybe someone that you meet, you've just met, a new friend, a new acquaintance, maybe it's someone that you're interested in romantically, I don't know. It can be anyone, and they ask you, what are your hobbies? What are you into? You can say if you are into reading books, literature, whether it's novels, fiction, non-fiction, self-help books, whatever it may be. If you are into reading, you just say bungaku. That is your hobby. I'm into bungaku. I'm into literature. There we go. I hope you have the chance the opportunity to practice practice using today's Japanese word of the day. Thank you so much everyone for watching. I'll see you all again next stream, which will be Friday night for our next chill play of Oblivion, the remastered episode. And if you are looking forward to could please do try to make it to our premiere this upcoming Ragnarok Online Lore video will be premiering this coming Saturday night. That is 9 p.m. Pacific. That's 12 midnight Eastern time, and that will be 1 p.m. Japan Standard Time on Sunday. And it will be a fun 10 lore facts video about the Ragnarok Online game, comparing it to the Ragnarok Into the Abyss manhwa. So that was the inspiration for that game. That was its predecessor. So there you go. I'll see you all there Saturday night. Mia says, I must go now. Please take care of Queen Rose, or Chard rather, and Empress Bunnhop Piano. Thank you for an awesome stream. Thank you so much for gracing us with your presence, divine lady, your eminence, your majesty, Mia. Rose says it's the Venator's fault for the inability to defend the city well. And Rose says it was great chatting with your divineness, Mia. Rose on Twitch says it was great seeing you, so thanks for watching and take care. I hope you have a great week and weekend. I hope we get to learn more about Emmrich and do his personal quests next stream. Well, when we've caught up. Maybe next Wednesday. But thank you so much, everyone. I hope you all have a great week, rest of your week, and that you won't get too tired. You won't get too impatient. The weekend is coming. We're almost there. We can do it. Enjoy the rest of your week, my dear bunnrings. Good night. Until next time, take care. Good night and goodbye. Happy hump day or night or Thursday.